tenuous relationship. When are we sharing ad revenue with the viewers? Fine. Thank you, IVPP09. Appreciate that. Live on YouTube now, though. Job's done. Enjoy. It's in the customization tab. Angry Wolf Gift, low-key knower of everything. Knower of everything. Yo, chat, what perks do people usually pick on Freya? Someone help that lost soul out, please. Dude, I can't even find the tab that Wolf Gift told me to find. Like, what a disaster. Channel level settings. Monetization defaults off? Are you fucking kidding me? On. What the hell do you mean? I gotta get out of my YouTube settings. Who cares? As long as monetization's on for this stream. As long as Murray set that. It's on. Very good. Very, very good. Only thing that matters to me is whether I'm making $1 today, not tomorrow. I'm just turning into his uncle. I actually saw him today. I went to visit my grandma, and he was there. That website is dog shit, no Arty? Isn't that website full of like noob bait stuff? Like, it's like democratic. So you're just asking like gold players who are probably going to be like disproportionately represented on a website like that. Like, the only people that are going to be going to OverwatchPerks.com are going to be people that don't know how to play Overwatch. And then they're going to like crowdsource the wrong information. Like, you don't want to crowdsource the wrong information. You want to get your perks information from someone that knows how to play the game, which will never be someone voting on that website. There's a reason I went here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, an easy way to check it would be to like look at like an OBS Sojin POV or something. Like OBS Sojin POVs, you can probably see the perk selections really easily. Because you can see what the pro players are picking in their matches and stuff. But yeah, like, you're going to see so much like bad information if you go to that website that you're looking at there. YouTube stream should be all livened up now for the one viewer that was interested in watching it. All right, up on high ground here, New Jay is already stepping forward. We have a Ram for Kalios and a Mauga for Heesung. Heesung is going to somehow double stomp Flora and Umi both, and that is going to be a pretty substantial early advantage here for Enterforce. New Jay's really low, but as long as Y. and Gayson are still alive, there is still a chance. Heesung pins over to the Kiri now, forces the TP, and it's time for Enterforce to crash out and start pushing. Back shots onto Heesung here. He's trying to fight backline. He pins onto the Kiri, doesn't get the stomp, but does force the Suzu and the TP. He wants to use the Mega Health Pack, but it's gone, so it's going to be a bit of downtime for poor old Heesung there. Edison takes down Kalios as well, so not a terrible start here for Enterforce. They have the cap, they have 8%, and they're going to keep on climbing. Does this match even matter? No, this is like the worst match of the entire year. It's a first to 4 in Japan, where they don't get any more prize money. The only thing this determines is seeding the next stage of OWCS Japan, when half of these teams are probably going to fall apart anyway, because all of them are so toxic and tilted that they can barely last for half a stage, let alone 2 stages consecutive. Heesung now up on that high ground, playing it slow for a moment, but now he's ready to step forward again. Kalios is trying to play point, trying to apply some pressure, but unfortunately Ram doesn't do all that much when he's playing wizard form at mid-range. Not to be outdone though, Solsei is going to TP backline with the assist of Kalios' snare from long range. He's actually going to clean up Y. and New Jay both. Gayson will trade Solsei though, so now we're in a 3 versus 3 situation. Kitsu across the point. Gayson still on the advance with his own Kitsu going. Heesung is still holding the point as well, so please not hero ban. Despite all of these openings, they need to find more kills. Flora finds that kill, but then Heesung hits the biggest stomp you've ever seen. Pulse Bomb from Edison is perfectly timed to kill during the form. Y. is going to die to the spree, 99% on the beat, because it's Y. Of course he's going to die in a critical juncture with his ultimate about to be available, and then, of course, are going to lose the cap. Come on, Tennis. Come on, bro. Alright, maybe this link works. I mean, I'll work it out later in your Wolf Gift. It's not something that I want to fuck with during the stream. Alright, Tidal Blast and Blossom for Please Not Hero Ban. Soon a Annihilation as well for Kalios, although Kalios appears to be playing the Point Force version of the hero. Solsei was actually hiding in wait and goes for an early spin. New Jay will fall to that one implicitly because he had to run past. Gayson's going to die as well. It's going to be a really easy fight here for Please Not Hero Ban. Enterforce completely shattered by a hiding Reaper, it seems. Bit of a 2018 play, but if it works, it works. Heesung now on the run. He has to shout in spawn, but he will get the pocket. He will live to fight another day, and there's going to be lots of ult charge over to Gayson as well. Gayson coming back back from spawn, of course, after his 15th death of the control round. Many ultimates for Interforce on the retake. Tidal Blast, and no great target other than Flora with which to throw the Tidal Blast onto, though. NewJ up top is going to throw his bike across the world, trying to get some damage in. Stomp into the back for Heesung. He's isolated Kalios. He's probably thinking about that cage. Actually drops down to the point now, so he forces the form, gets down onto the ground. Wydot drops the B from underneath in response to the annihilation. Kalios does not punch his lights out, so that is going to be a bit of a trade here. Now a cage comes through, catches poor old Kalios, but he gets a Tidal Blast to counter. Heesung's killed Navis, so maybe Navis is also in the cage. Wydot's going to go down to Kalios' aura. Edison is going to trade out Flora on the high ground. Flip goes to Please No Hero Ban, though. Heesung, he is still trying to keep fighting here. It is like a 3v3 on the point, but Interforce, they're scattered, and Heesung has to go top to try and get involved. He misses that timing. They're back to forcing the point. Kalios is still alive, though, so he can keep on holding on. Navis going to kill Edison with a little bit of poke through main. Suzu's going to come out on to everybody in main, but no kills as Please No Hero Ban are going to get the wipe. Interforce now only one fight remaining. They've used their support ultimates again, and Heesung, he is going to swap D.Va. He sees this squishy backline, this Kiri Wu-Yang, and he thinks maybe I can get on top of that with Edison. Maybe we can set up some dives. The point fight evidently not favoring Interforce. Anytime Heesung has to go and take the face-to-face fight with the Ramatra, he is losing his value rather than gaining it because there is too much pocket for the Ram. Flora just riding around recreational style. Edison gets the touch and Umi's dead pre-fight. Perhaps that was assisted by Heesung in some way. Heesung now shifting towards the point, feeding his mech from the looks of it. He's going to lose his suit. Spree comes out now from Flora. Wydot is going to die again because it's Wydot, and he always dies, but Gayson has found a kill onto Neighbor. Still disadvantage for Interforce now because they've lost their tank. Pulse onto Kalios won't convert a kill because Ryan can plus right click, but the spin from Solsei, second spin of the round, is going to clean up on point. And Interforce, they have dropped this first round of control. I'm telling you, this is a 4-0 for Please Not Hero Ban. Interforce, this match doesn't matter enough for them to do well. Hi, Chicken. Belka. Pussy Brigadier is not happy about that one. How do you even fuck up, Belka? It's an interesting thought experiment, is it not? What a time to be alive. Unter, I'm at 2%. Do you think I can finish my drops? I'm really not sure, Drenny. I feel like it's a huge ask, and, you know, as somebody that is, you know, presumably new to the stream and just now owning their drops for the first time, I really wish you a good fortune. Aims backwards. Until my drops progress went into debt. Do you think I can finish my drops? I'm really not sure, Score. I'm a little bit worried about your ability to finish this drop set. It's only been going for 3 weeks. Heesung pins deep now. Navis in big trouble as well. TP forward. Now, Kalios going to get eviscerated by that rail from Steady Eddie. Heesung now dropping underneath. He goes for the pin. Stomp does not land, but the damage is good onto Solsei nonetheless. Heesung is in trouble, though. He's going to get taken down, stuck behind enemy lines. Hilarium, 35 stream streak. I've had my drops for many weeks now. No, you haven't, Hilarium. High Skyle, high Payback, high Tolatos. All right, Solsei now underneath, but Interforce have actually secured the cap despite losing all their players. Please Not Hero Ban now going to get all over the point. They are going to get the flip because Interforce traded really badly in that fight, and Heesung once again making the move over to D.Va. Mirrored backlines for both sides here. Heesung D.Va versus Kalios D.Va. Truly a battle of the mid. Now a push inside. Solsei's in a little bit of trouble, but he still has his Wraith form, so they should be able to pocket him out of this one. Good snare into the backline actually from Edison has really softened up the support line. Steady Eddie trying to channel his 2022 Grand Finals performance with a little bit of the Sojin. He's going to slide onto Umi, who's isolated. He's going to get shifted on by Kalios. TP from Gayson is going to keep Eddie healthy, but where is NewJ in all of this? He's trying to pinch by going the same way as his hit scan, which is obviously not going to play. So NewJ is going to be caught with his trousers around his ankles. Not even having a pleasant one. Now Kalios pushing on. Wydot going to get cleaned up. The kite back for Edison is okay to play his life briefly, but it's not going to seal the deal here because there's nobody pressuring point. There's nobody finding a trade-off screen. And there's actually Heesung getting comically staggered on the D.Va as well. So they're going to stagger that boy to high heaven. And Please Not Hero Ban, they are looking much more comfortable and much more in control of the map now. Solsei is actually going to mercy kill Heesung for reasons unknown to us. 30 stream streak for the Otaku in the corner as well. Rintera with 3. Come on now. Big Small with 100. Thank you for the 100 stream streak, Big Small. You got 100 bits for me as well to ask me whether I put up the blind. I haven't. All right. Please not hero ban now. 5 ultimates in play. Interforce. Actually pretty close to also having 5 ultis, but the Tidal Blast comes out first onto Flora. He's going to go for the spree. He's going to hit a spree stomp combo, but Edison's going to shoot him right out the air because that's a grand final surge right there. He's clocking it at the moment, lagging around. The Observer is going to start stutter stepping through. It's not me, I swear. And Interforce now are going to steal the flip out of this one. Kitsu comes out now from Navis though, and Interforce is still at a deficit right up until Edison takes matters into his own hands again and kills Navis. Genuinely, what you need to do is you need to put Edison on a character where he can one-shot people and just let him do that again and again and again and again. If you look at the kill feed right now, all you'll see is Steady Eddie doing everything for his team. It's actually such a throw to have this guy playing flex DPS instead of hitscan, because hitscan is the hardest carry role in the game. Even though Tracer is great at scrapping it out and making things happen, if Eddie just goes hitscan, he can genuinely do everything 24/7. So Eddie on Sojin, I love this play, because he can hard carry. Why did Heesung choose to die? Why don't you write Agabonds anymore? That's about I answer a question with a question, Ashley. Why don't you write Agabonds anymore? Whatever happened to Agabonds? Heesung now shifts in towards Flora early on. Must not lose his turn here. Needs to be careful. We will be... Oh, Gayson is pre-fighted? How have we done that then? Gayson and Eddie are both dead off screen. Flora's gone point with his Diva, and it's just a complete crumble for Interforce. We don't even know how this setup happened, but the backline has been eviscerated. New to the pro scene, and I'm from Australia. Does OWCS have a pro scene or no? Oh, it's so small. It's so small. VK, we play in the Pacific region. Australians play in OWCS Pacific, which is every Thursday, including this Thursday. But it's pretty bad. It's like a real broke dude, you know? It's pretty rough. It's like the players don't make any money anymore, so it's very like love of the gaming at this point, and it's a lot of Southeast Asia competing now because like less money, more Southeast Asia competition, less Australians. Most Australians have quit the game, to be honest, because there's just no money in it anymore, and nobody's paying rent with $120 a week. Hi Grongles. Like I think you get more money for coming like 7th in Japan than you get for winning in Pacific. It's really, yeah, it's like 1 broadcast day in Thai per week for the Pacific show. And also stolen the capital. I was talking about the tragedy of Pacific. Shift forward onto Navis now. Edison's back on Tracer and he's killed the entire backline with Heesung. So apparently play hit scan theory on the bottom, not on top. That sounds really rough. Yeah, I mean, it used to be good once upon a time. In 2019, I used to play in the Australian scene, and you could actually make some decent coin that way, you know? Like you could, yeah, you could make decent coin playing in Australia back in like 2019 or whatever. You could actually, like, if you won a tournament, you could go to a LAN, you know? You could go to a LAN. Now, if you win the Pacific tournament, you go nowhere. If you win the Pacific tournament this time around, you go to the Esports World Cups. There's one LAN per year that you can go to if you come first in Pacific. Whereas before, for Australia, if you won the Australian tournament, which was only ANZ, not the entire Pacific region, then you could go to multiple international tournaments. It was really different. And there used to be domestic LANs too, but all that's gone. Now the best we can do is a once per week Thai broadcast for the whole Pacific region. But nobody watches it, so you know, you can't really blame them. Hey, Domo. Alright, Interforce now taking the porthole side of the map. Landlubbers galore, as it seems both teams want to take this inside. But once they see the ram, have to imagine they're going to start spreading out, setting up for an engagement on the backline. Heesung working his way super wide right now, trying to get a flank. But Kalios has apparently clocked it and is just going to start running him down with form, which feels like one of the worst form timings I've ever seen. I'm no doctor though. UJ going to try and push in on the flank and get 2-tapped by Solsei. Unfortunately, that hero doesn't have any mobility cooldowns nor anything that gives you overhealth to avoid that, and the Suzu is going to be forced out of Navis by Edison, who is then going to TP into 5 players. Maybe Heesung can finish up those kills, or Edison can just kill Solsei. We just need to buy a little bit more time to Edison to kill 4 more players is the thing. Edison with no recall now on the point and overhealth to boot. Flora inside the slop. Y dot double angling on Cap, but doing no damage because it is Y dot. Gayson also having a double angle. You can see everyone is so low for Please No Hero Ban, but the fact that they have a tank and Heesung is feeding his fucking brains out means that Please No Hero Ban are going to get the cap. Is that the bloody Dr. Sunscreen run? We're all running together. McDonald's Contenders Australia. Yeah, would you believe, VK, back in the day, you used to be able to get, when I played, back in my day, when you won a day of Australian Contenders, you could get the Macca's play of the game. Because there was a McDonald's sponsorship partnership in Australia. You could get the Macca's play of the game. Like, morning, Kaya. All right, order up. Enforcer won the fight, but yeah, I miss the Macca's play of the game days. You know, like what did you win from that though? The applause of the cloud, the applause of the crowd. Did you ever get that? Of course not. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I was terrible. Of course I didn't get the Max play again. It was dog shit Lucio player. Let's be for real. Did you get free Macca's? Nah, didn't get anything, mate. It was a sponsor for the stream, not for the players. It was a sponsor for like Blizzard. You know, they were giving Blizzard money for broadcast rights back in the day when people believed in Overwatch. Bin comes in for Heesung. He is going to get obliterated by this one. The entire team is crashing out onto him. Flora's going to run him down. How is this motherfucker still alive? I said he was going to die. He's not dead. He's still alive. Heesung, how has he done this then? He has just brought so much attention for his team. Catnap finally comes through from Y dot now, trying to hang Flora in the town square. Nujay's going to finish the kill with the spree. Nujay coming back in with the spree. Heesung has genuinely hard carried the game. He's gone pinning through everyone. He's baited like 2 ultimates. He's had the entire team Benny Hill chasing him around the map, and he lives to tell the tale. Enterforce actually winning this and stealing the flip long ago means that now Pleast not Hero Band are in a terrible spot. They used 4 ultimates in that fight to lose. Heesung has Cage now. Edison on big reaps. You know he's going to kill someone. He will find a backline target, and he's going to fucking one-shot them. He drops his dire triggers at long range, though, which is a bit unusual. Cage comes through for Heesung. Edison just outside of the cage, boxing into it. Everyone is so low now. Pin across for Heesung. He forces all of the cooldowns by continuing to pin instead of actually hitting the stomp. And now, Pleast not Hero Band, they are 3v5. They are going to lose this low and slow. These late staggers are game losing as well. Kalios alone on the point, gonna die. Push forward now, no TP for the Kiri. No hope for Flora. Gonna get stepped on this time around. Heesung will finish that kill. It's 92%. We need a desperate touch. Umi's on Cat to do so. Y dot is the worst player in all of OWCS Japan. I actually can't believe this guy has just died. How is it physically possible to be dead on Cat right now? Like, it just does not make sense. Now, Kalios is back. Solsei will go down, but the damage will continue. Enterforce now touching point. Oh, trying to prevent the touch of point from Pleast not Hero Band. Trickling in onto the point. Chill on Team Japan support player. Like, how can he possibly be dead on the Cat there? How does that happen? Trickle in. Morning Fork. Benji will bring back the O scene. Wait, you know Benji? Like, LARPing as a new viewer? Like... Spin plus epic or wider. I work next to him. I'm sorry. You work at the same... At like fucking comparethemeerkat.com or whatever? You're an insurance salesman? Insurance compare the market phones worker? Chill on my goat salesman? Hey, your brother's in arms in this regard. Benji's gonna save us all. Hello, this is Benjamin from comparethemarket.com.
立ち位置のね、はい、形成だったりだとか、あとアルティメットの回しみたいなところもね、すごい綺麗でしたね。
オーバーランの
I don't know IBQ。
ポジショニングがうまいですよね、ヒーソンも。さあ、ということで、先ほどのスタッツです。
まあ、もう5分でしょう、これは。
5分。
はい。すごいね、フローラこれ1万。
Oh, Glorp Jam. Is the doctor sponsoring AWC again? Actually, let's find out if that's true. It's pretty important to know whether Dr. Suleiman is tapped in again. Flora most deaths. Yeah, he also has the most elims by a comfortable margin though, so it's not like he's botting out, you know? Like, everyone has high deaths. And it's probably harder to go deathless on Shion than it is on like Tracer and stuff. Flora's doing so much. Is Dr. Suleiman turning a year old soon? That account, May 16, 2025. So that was actually made in advance. It's already more than a year old. It's 2:30 AM. Good night, Unter and Co. Dino Dance. See you later, Grongles. Dino Dance.
に近距離戦においてはあんまり影響はなさそうですね。
これまでどんだけ球がでかかったんだってぐらい数値の修正が行われましたからね。
中距離以降はもうちょっとね、前の感覚で打っちゃうと当たんないっていう、まあいい調整入ったかなっていう気はしますね。
言うてね、バイクバスみたいな接近からの地上ワンコンみたいな。
It's time for an ad break, kids.
そうですね。まあどちらかというと得意なこうレン
Hey,
ジャー
Bunnykins.
ですからね。
Having a dancey, are we?
そう。いやーでもちょっと話変わりますけど、さっき星見さんも触れていた夜遊びコラボあるじゃないですか。
はいはいはい。
明日からね、まさに、まあ本リリースという形になりますけど、いや僕正直あのコラボの話で出てたところで言うと、スキンはまああってキリコ源氏半蔵だと思ってたんですよ。
ああトレーラーでもね。はい。そうですよね。
そうだったんですけど、まさかの追加3キャラかな。水木。
That name is crazy. Do I even reply to his question?
するっていうので結構ね僕すごい嬉しくて。はいはい。アンランのスキンってこれまでほぼなかったじゃないですか。出たばっかりっていうのもありますけど。
そうですね。はい。まだ数少ないですね。
数少ないですよね。っていうところでね、いやちょっと最近アンラン使ってるな、アンランのスキン嬉しいなっていう感じなんですけど、星見さんはどうですか、あのスキンのラインナップは。
いや僕はね、半蔵のダンディーな感じがすごい好きでしたね。半蔵のね、はい。
Is the skip still the skip on Please No Hero event, or is he more of a private situation?
半蔵のミシック
I think he's the skip everywhere.
あれと合うんですよ。ピュンピュンピュンピュンみたいなちょっとね。はい、近未来的な SE なので。
Is that guy stuck in ads, or can he hear me?
あれ、星見さんそんなに半蔵愛好家でしたっけ？
僕結構使いますよ、半蔵。はい。
ソルジャーと同じぐらい。
まあそこまでは至らないんですけども、半蔵ね、はい、使ってて、まあなんか別の意味でね、すごいなんだ、ドーパミンが出るというか。
あとはね。
Loud and clear? Okay, so the question was, serious question, Unter. Do you think the current DSG roster is good? And do you think you could save them if you were appointed head coach? No and no. Like, I think they should be or could be better than the cafe, like 100%. I think they have like some sort of like direction problem. Like I think that they've wasted so much time playing these sim comps that have like never looked good for them at all. Like anytime they play the sim, they suck. So I think it's like, it's hard to blame coaching for a team like that, because I'll bet they have like lots of sensible coaching, and it's kind of hard for you to like watch a team play and then be like, oh, this is all the coach's faults. I think the easiest thing to blame coaching for is the comps that they choose. And I think that they pretty consistently play not great comps. So I think it's easy to point the finger at coaching for that one, because their comps are just crap. I think they should be better than Lunex, but Sun, yeah, I think that their roster is just not that great, though, is the problem. I think that they're kind of battling to be the 5th place no matter what, you know? That I really don't think that they're going to be better than Lunex. I think that a lot of the players on Lunex are like a real tier break above the players on Disguised. So I don't think that me being the coach or anyone else being the coach would really fix that problem. Look at their last 2 games against the 2 best teams. When they don't play Sim, they looked so much better. I mean, everyone's known that Rocket's good at Tracer for a long time, but they put a lot of time into Sim, and I think that like Tread has just looked worse and worse. Like I genuinely like have no idea what's like going on with Tread, to be honest. I feel like that guy looked decent in EMEA, and he looked good in Stage 1 as well for Disguised. It looks like he's fallen off so hard. I'm not sure if that guy's like a choker or what, but it's really weird like seeing how he performed in that series versus SSG, especially. Like the way that they lost that Runasapi is the map, yeah. The way that they lost that Runasapi at the end was like just absolutely outrageous, you know? And like tried just like turbo feed pinning into everyone and dying in like those clutch moments, and then like giving car control on the day before. Like these moments are so unbelievable. Like on the New Junk City, Tread deleted 75% of a grab and then deleted a downpour too. It's like, how can you do stuff like that and expect to win, you know? Like you're deleting game-winning ultimates when you're at a deficit, you know? Like you keep doing that, you're just getting plowed. Tread really looked good in Stage 1. Like he was carrying on Ram, he was carrying on Diva. Like all of the fight wins that you would ascribe to that team, like it's because Tread was killing everyone. And I think you said X10 versus PGE are the only non-mismatch. What do you mean? Like I think X10 is so much better than PGE. Like not even close. Like I think PGE is easily one of the weakest players on Disguised. I don't think that X10 is Thanos, but like I think that PGE is, yeah, I don't know, like PGE is just like a tier below in terms of having this problem of throwing the game repeatedly, you know? Like he has really high highs because he has sick aim, but he also has big problems with throwing the game too frequently, you know? Like PGE actually does a lot when they play the games, but it's really always hard to play around a hit scan that is going to throw the game a lot because they don't understand what's going on. And I think that contributes a lot to their like streakiness and their inconsistent results. C-Tones reckons that PGE is better than X10 is what I'm hearing right now. Neon Junction? Yeah, it's in the playoffs map pool. But yeah, I really don't rate PG highly at all, to be honest. Like you really just you see some of the stuff that he does and it just becomes like indefensible over like a long period of time. Like even in the grand finals, even on that Runasapi, it's like right before the overtime when they have such a one situation, he's like 5 HP and he runs out of bullets in a duel and they're like 1v3, you know, like they've already lost the fight. They just need to win one fight afterwards. He's like 5 HP and he has no bullets and he uses his high noon to try and reload and instantly dies. Like I didn't even notice that he used the high noon in the moment because he does that, you know? And like you said he just needs a babysitter on support. He like literally has a babysitter on support. Like he has a support that sits on him 24/7 and pockets him hard. Like you can't pocket someone through stuff like that, C-Tones. Like you can't just play around the fact that somebody doesn't have a brain and doesn't understand Overwatch. Like it's not possible. Scar literally has a working with children's check. Even if PG has better aim than X10, it's just really it's really unreasonable. And like you get to a certain level of Overwatch, a level that C-Tones has never even come remotely close to accomplishing, by the way. Like not even in the same fucking postcode as that level of Overwatch. And you just can't play around somebody that makes that many game-losing mistakes over and over and over again. Like the problem with somebody like PGE compared to somebody like X10 is that X10 is actually like a good role player. X10 has played at that high level and existed at that high level enough that they're not just like constantly making like game losing mistakes. You need to be at a level where you make lots of game winning plays, like you hard carry a lot in the way that PGE does, but you also need to not have consistent blunders that are big picture problems. And like if you're going to watch PGE sliding into 5 players in a 2v2 on 5 HP when he needs to play his live, or you're going to watch PGE use his high noon to reload in a 1v3 right before overtime when they have a 100-meter lead and then they're going to lose because they don't have any ults anymore. Like you can say, oh, it's Tread's fault because he pinned in, but whether or not he got a Suzu in the 1v3 because he can't tell that he's 1v3 because he's too locked in on pointing and clicking at their head, it's really irrelevant because he just doesn't have enough of an understanding of the game to know when he does and doesn't need to make a play. Like when I was watching him like review his own gameplay in that Capitology video, it was like it's crazy enlightening to see that like, you know, the understanding of the game is just broken, you know? The understanding of the game is just fundamentally broken. Like he's watching it in retrospect and it just doesn't check out, you know? Like he's watching a VOD and even though he's not in the moment, the answer's still fucking dumb, you know? Like he sees a Winston jump inside a Kitsune Rush. And he's like, I should have slid to my team here. You know, like the Winston jumped, I should have slid to my team here. It's like, if you slide to your team here, you're going to die, bro. Like, he didn't jump at you. You can just keep shooting him. And then when he jumps at you, you can slide away. Like, if you slide after a Winston jumps in a Kitsune Rush, he's going to jump you again 2 seconds later. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? Like, that's how you die. Using slide is how you die just as much as it is how you live. If people don't look at you and go on you, you shouldn't use slide, you know? Like, it doesn't... But this is stuff that, like, if you can't tell that in a VOD, like, good fucking luck fixing it in game. Good fucking luck fixing it on map 5, you know? And that's why you get 5 HP. That's why you get PGE slide, 22 deaths guy, 5 HP fucking high noon, you know? Because like his redeeming quality isn't his brain, it's his aim. And that's why X10's better, is because she doesn't throw the game all the time. Like, PG's live performances are on Widow. All of PG's live performances were in 2024, and they were on Widow. Like, let's be for real here. Like, I'm not trying to be like a total dickhead to the guy, but you know, like, C-Tones is coming here like somebody that, you know, is just like a fucking perma bench rider in OWCS, and he's trying to tell me that X10 is worse than PGE. Like, your understanding is so trash if you like genuinely think that. Like, all of PG's career performances are just on Widowmaker, which is a completely brain dead hero. It's literally just hit the shot, win the game, with attack 1v9ing in the lobby at the same time. Like, you say rage bait C-Tone's messages? Nah, I'm not buying it. Voodoo fries this guy. I mean, no, because they had a good result, right? Like they beat Toronto Defiant when he played the Widow. Like he actually did some clutch stuff, but like clutch stuff on Widow doesn't define your quality as a player, unfortunately, because Widow is the most brain dead hero in the entire game. You know? Not rage bait, just listening to him at all. You're telling me PG is bad, but all his replies on Twitter are saying it's never U-King? Okay. How's the weather in the UK? DSG would be better if they drop PG, because would just be better if they drop PG because better hit scans on the market. I mean, like, are you saying that you still think PG is better than X10? Like, I don't understand what your position is anymore. Like, I mean, I think PDK is probably better than PGE, you know? Like, I mean, that's true, right? I don't know whether PDK is even on the market really, but yeah, like, I'm not sure about like the tier 2 talent level, you know? Like, PG just has to wait a year or 10 and then he'll be good enough. I mean, it's just, you know, players have like limits, right? Shockwave fixes half their problems. I mean, Shockwave's a good player. Shockwave's a good player because he's a smart hit scan, you know? Like, he's definitely got worse aim than PGE, but he's a smart hit scan. It's just, it is what it is, you know? I don't want to talk about like who should replace each player individually, you know? I was just trying to address C-Tones saying that he thinks it's a Kappa, but, you know, like, I don't know if he said it verbatim, but my interpretation was that he thinks X10 is worse than PGE, and I just don't know how you can like, I don't know how you can like maintain that position when you look at like those two players' histories, and it's like X10 is like hard stock top 4. X10 is hard stock top 4 in OWCS. X10 always has like really solid performances. X10 was like insane on Freya at the start, like insane at Reaper when it matters. Like they're stuck in the top 4, you know, they haven't broken top 4, but like is PGE hard stock top 4? Like I don't think so. It's like SSG trolling and they get a map win, you know? Like, that's as good as it gets. But you see like the blunders, like you don't see those same blunders from X10. Insane at Cass on Sakura. I mean, X10's a good player. She's a good player. But yeah, I don't know. C-Tones hasn't said anything, so I don't know where we're going from this. Is this lower bracket final? Yeah, this is lower bracket, but like I don't know. I high key don't give a fuck about this match because it's a seeding match. It's a seeding match for next stage. The prize money is the same for both teams. It's a third, fourth. It's not lower bracket final. It's a third, fourth place match, which determines their seeding for the next stage, but not any difference in prize money. It's like the lowest stakes game imaginable. And I also have a really hard time casting on the new map. I need to play the game a little bit to work out the new map. So I'm happy to talk to chat during this one. I think an argument can be made that it's Capitology's fault instead of PGE's fault. Like, Cap's one of the coaches. If the player has fundamental problems with how the game works, wouldn't the coaches be the one to blame? No, because like you can't like teach in-game IQ past a certain point, you know? Like, it is physically impossible with the coaches that they have that somebody hasn't said that stuff, you know? Like, to be fair, sometimes I hear the stuff that like Capitology says, like when I was watching his videos, and I thought like I don't rate this guy's understanding of the game at all, you know? Like every time I watch a Capitology video, I do find myself thinking like I don't rate your understanding at all, you know? I don't think you're very smart about the game. But like they have so many coaches, like surely someone's got this shit figured out, you know? Like, surely someone's got this shit figured out. Like I just refuse to believe that it's like all the coaches teaching that, you know? Like there's no way that a coach ever told PGE, like, you see the Winston jump, you use slide. Because that's not how that works, you know? You see the Winston jump, you use slide if he's jumping at you. Like, there's another condition in that that's being, like, not met. That is the fattest cage I've ever seen in my life. Jesus Christ. Edison's also just playing hitscan now. They're playing Cass into this matchup. Edison just trying to kill everyone on hitscan or what? Too many cooks in the kitchen, mayhaps? Oh, for sure they have too many cooks, you know. Hey, Tap Master C, how you doing? TSG Unter next. It's Cap's fault. That's the takeaway at the end of all this. Kitchen full of smoke. It's just an unwinnable situation, you know. Like, I think Rocket wanted to work with By Zenith or something like that. Like, I don't know why. I didn't even know like why By Zenith came back. Because I thought By Zenith was like fully out. I thought he was like long gone. But that's like third impact by Zenith from back when Jesus was a boy. Tidal Blast up onto the high ground there. Jesus Christ. Double tap for the skip there. Gason and Edison both going to fall in the skybox. Heesung with a counter stomp. Can't quite kill Kalios. Kalios has the hands as well. Spree comes through for New Jay. He wants more. One pulse comes through. He's going to try and pulse towards the backline here. He gets backline as low, but no kill. Heesung's low. Wydot trades Kalios. No tank. Heesung has shout, but he can't lifesteal properly, and Solsei is going to finish him off as a result. Now Flora, hooning, wheeling, dealing. Going to take down Wydot here on the flank. Or lose to Wydot? No, the TP Suzu's good. And Flora's going to win that one again. So 30 seconds on the clock here. We're nearly... Whoa! Skipper! Slow down, brother. That's a game-losing trade, I think. I don't know how far away the spawn is for Pleast No Hero Ban, but I think we're at the end of second point right now, which tells me that I think that's a really bad trade, and that now they have to play for one final fight with no advantage whatsoever. They're still waiting for Kalios to walk his way back, so it must be a really long walk. Yeah, long walk back. Kalios is fighting now as well, but he has to fight really soft. He has to just be careful, because if they push him and Flora isn't here, then that could be big trouble for him. But Pleast No Hero Ban actually have 4 ultimates to take this final fight, so really, as long as they don't cock up their layering, it should be fine. High Noon on the flank from Edison. He's actually killed Mavis at 91%. UJ's killed Flora without using the spree, and Enforce have actually won with 1 ult versus 4, because Pleast No Hero Ban have just completely fumbled. Great flank from Edison there on a high ground that I don't even know whether it's a flank or a normal position, really. Beauty of a new map, I suppose. And yeah, High Noon just softens him up. As an NA viewer, it's weird to hear you awake and with Soul. You should see him during pack. I mean, I slept for like 12 hours yesterday, or today. Unter, who are some of the most overrated and underrated players in your eyes? Just talk about NA probably. I'm not sure about Skyle actually being underrated, to be honest. I think I watched that replay, like the Face It Masters replay. Oh, hey Maddie, how you doing? Blanks are kind of bad. It feels like this map is like so full of like little rooms, like pointless little rooms off to the side. Hey Mashi. Pointless little rooms off to the side where you can like sneak indoors, but you don't really like do anything by being in there. What were we saying? Pogs on the new map? No way. Overrated and underrated players in my eyes. Just keep gambling, Kyle. I don't want to say Skyle is underrated. I thought at the start of the stage that Skyle was underrated. I thought I rated him too low. But then like I watched throughout the stage and like he made like a lot of really important blunders throughout the stage as well, to be honest. So I'm not sure that I don't think I ever wound up like overrating him, but you know, maybe I'd reconsider my assessment to be like, oh, you know, he's around about where he belongs in terms of like the standings for North America. I'm not 100%. But yeah, like there were a couple of like moments throughout this guy's stage, like in the earlier weeks, where he made like some pretty key game losing mistakes, I'd say. Like it's interesting to see a player like Scuffed, where it's like I would have had like, I suppose like the negative feelings that I have right now about Skyle, I had last stage about Scuffed, because I remember like that the Cafe Core went to like a 5-map situation, and I remember Scuffed being like diamond hands, you know, like refusing to use ult in like some really important moments. And I'm not sure if they've like gotten through that chokiness or if they just won their match really hard, because there wasn't a single 5-map series in North America this stage, and expectations are really low. Anyway, let's finish out this map and then we can talk about that. Alright. Good damage out onto the Reaper here from Edison, who has committed outrageously. DPS, no cooldowns, no fuel, no nothing. Rock comes through from Heesung, so they will finish 1 kill. Pushing into the backline now. Heesung, you just need to hit one more little... Bro, what the fuck? Heesung just missed 15 shots in a row. Flora's going to ride his bike into the fucking manga store now. Heesung's going to kill himself with a rock. Pasty C, thanks for 3 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. But yeah, Umi apparently just warn dodging everything 24/7. It's in the EMEA playoffs, not full as well, yeah. So that is going to be an outrageous fight win. Nothing short of outrageous for Pleast Not Hero Band. They were dead to rights there, but Heesung just missing far too many critical shots from the mechanical tank, no less. The person that I rate for his mechanical ability. In main now, Wydon is just going to be slonking water orbs here, trying to hit backline. But Pleast Not Hero Band, they are currently just holding on by a thread. Everyone's so low. Edison gets the Tidal Blast, runs it down onto Flora, misses the Stomp. TP and Suzu burned, and that means Kalios is all by his lonesome in main. So while Edison doesn't convert a kill, the rest of Enterforce are able to crash out on the front line. Too much attention spent on Eddie. Now a spree from Flora with a Tidal Blast combination. He's going to hit the Stomp on to Heesung, but it's not going to matter because Edison has hit a double barrage. He's killed both supports. Pleast Not Hero Band now have no healers, which means they have no hope. Flora's going to fall off the map. Where the hell is the edge of the map here? Did he get hit by the train? What just killed Flora? How do you fall off the map on that? Well, what was that? Did he get hit by the train? Awesome. Interested to see a replay of that, to be honest. Alright, Kalios now in main. Gonna poke away towards the Sig. Heesung taking top. It looks like he has a train to catch. God, I hate this skin from Edison. What? Is that the Cowboy Bebop gun? It's fucking... It's hideous. Alright. It's shocking. It looks terrible. Alright, Kalios gets rocked. Flux for Flux right now. Both Sigs going to Flux one another. They're both quite low. Kalios is going to get the little delay on the rooftop, actually, which means that Heesung hits the ground first, but neither will die. Nujay's gone for a spree off point. He's killed Umi and Flora both. Pushing forward now. Pleast Not Hero Band in control for only a moment as Edison cleans up the kills on cart, and that will be all she wrote for Pleast Not Hero Band here under the train station. We're going to get one more fight on the second point. Pleast Not Hero Band can come back into this one with a bit of an old swing. They have a Kitsu, they have a barrage, so that's 2 for 0 right now, but Enterforce, masters of this map, and of course, it is the final fight of the map because we didn't get any further than this. Heesung spies Flora out through main, has Rock, but it appears that Heesung is shooting blanks. So is Y. As he tries to bend it like Beckham. Somebody has to touch the card for Pleast Not Hero Band. There's only 2 meters left. Good pocket onto Kalios on the card. He's glued to it though. Heesung has bested Flora on the flank. Now Solsei needs to find that barrage ASAP. Finds himself face to face with Edison. Edison nearly kills him. Does a good job playing life. But in main now, they need even more help. This is such big trouble right now. Stomp is going to come out. Kalios is going to die. And Pleast Not Hero Band going to drop a second map in a row. Could this be an Enterforce 4-0? Probably. I'm going to take a leak and then we can go back to talking.
そこでサイドで落とすことに成功して、ペイロード離れることができなかったカリオスに対してはね、最後共闘ニュージェイのシオンというところでプランニングがねかなり綺麗に刺さってましたね。
そうですね。いやーでも本当にネオンジャンクションってマップ、星木さんどうですか？僕は結構好きですけど。
まあそうですね。まだちょっとデータ、はい、結論を出すまでのデータは揃ってないんですけども、難しそうなマップかなっていう印象ですね。はい。
そうですか。はい。僕は好きですけどね。
あ、そうですね。はい。はい。
さあということで、2マップ終了となった時点ですでに 2-0 エンターフォース36。お。結構ね、ネオンジャンクションに関しては、うまく対策できていたなっていう形でしたかね。第2を完全に抑え切ったというところでございました。
そうですね。はい。要所要所重要なキルっていうのが目立ってましたよね。特に前半戦のエディソンの、はい、最終あたりでのキャスティのワンピックだったりだとか、サイド回ってニュージェイがねシオンで暴れてたりだとか、マップの理解度かなり高かったですね。
さあそれではインターバルを挟んでから第3マップです。どうぞ。
どうぞ。
Yep. What were the questions? I feel like people like questions. Yeah. This region's shit watching. Watch Kawhi game. Who's he playing against? I don't know. Please and Hero been losing? Yeah, they're gonna get 4-0. Oh fuck, I'm already out of water. Sorry, I need to fill my jug. Okay. At Unter, I feel like the players on DSG individually aren't fucked, but they're fucked as a team. Players like Tread were not like this. We've seen him playing with human instead of feeding every other fight. I doubt having 15 no-name coaches is going to fix PG's problem. The streamer ego just gets in the way. I don't think the supports are really that bad by NA standard, but if they individually go to better rosters, they can become better. Staying DSG is not the solution. Yeah, I mean, I think that's an easy conclusion to reach from the outside looking in, because you don't... The reality is we just don't know, right? It's hard to know what that team environment is actually like. They look broken, right? They look broken because they've like tried to replace people in the off season. We also don't know about the streamer ego thing. That's again, like some of the stuff like that you're commenting on or that you're like reaching a conclusion about, like you just can't know, right? I think it's easy to say you look at that roster and it's like, it feels like it's less than the sum of its parts. Morning, Felix. I'm doing great. Thank you for tipping the hat. Yeah, I think it's easy to look at that roster and feel as if it's less than the sum of its parts, because you see a lot of players, on that roster individually seeming to have performed well elsewhere, but when they all come together, it doesn't work. I think the same, what's being described there, can also be said about a team like, say, SSG in Stage 1 and Stage 2 last year, like my SSG. Because when I recruited that team, I just recruited for people that I felt were like the best available in the role for the most part. But then the problem with that team was that there really was like no in-game leader at all. Like both of the backline players were mutes. Like they just didn't talk. They didn't have any like leadership ability at all. And like Alex talked, but Alex is a hit scan player, you know? Like I don't want my hit scan player doing the leading unless they're a genius, because hit scan players are fucking dumb. So like you really need like someone smart, aka CJ, to do like all the talking in the backline. This isn't meant to be like a slight on Seeker or whatever, you know? Like I think Seeker's a good player. But yeah, I just recruited that roster really badly because like Kellen is capable of doing like lots of leading. Like Kellen is a real leader on Winston. Let me tell you, Kellen is a real leader on Winston, but it doesn't translate to every hero. Like Kellen is a fucking phenomenal Winston player in every aspect. He can lead for the backline. He can lead for the front line. He can do everything on Winston, you know? Like if Kellen is on Winston, he's doing so much for the team, which is why we came second in that stage, you know? Like we won so much on Winston. But it doesn't apply for every hero for Kellen. Like he can't do that in every role. Like he's really good at Winston, and he's really good at doing everything on Winston, not just playing the game, but also leading in the game. But on other comps, we had no leadership whatsoever because both of our backliners didn't talk, and didn't have those leadership qualities. Lenny does a little bit of talking, but like Lenny also not a leadership figure, more of like a what's going on, like can say what's happening rather than like what people need to do. And that role as well, like Lenny's role is a notoriously difficult one to shot call in, which is why Proper's so unbelievably good, because everyone knows that Proper does that. Because in that role, you actually can't see a lot because like you're often beside or behind the team. You don't get like a good view of what's happening. It's pretty standard for a team to have like a tank that has some leadership abilities, because a tank has like incredible control of the flow. And then to have a support. A tank and a support are really good roles to have leaders in, because support plays towards the back of the formation and sees everything in front of them, and then the tank plays at the front and controls how people come and go. So in that team, at best, we had one leader in the form of Kellen when he's playing Winston, and at worst, we had 0, which was when Kellen was off Winston, then we had nobody doing it. people really came a long way on that team over the course. Like, obviously, we did worse in stage 2, but as individual players, those players got better, you know? Like, Lenny got better as a leader over the course of the year because he felt so much pressure to improve as a leader because the team was doing fucking terribly, you know? And like, he was engaged with what the problems are on the team. CJ, like, he got so much better. Like, if anyone, you know, like at the start of the year, you know, I was trying to say to people publicly, like, CJ is a player that has a lot of promise. CJ is a player that has not been developed at all, that has never felt any pressure to do better, you know? Like, when I started working with CJ, like, you could really tell that CJ wanted it big time, you know? Like, CJ would put in lots of work and work really hard. And like, we had some conflict too, because like, I'm an asshole as a coach, you know? Like, I'm by far the harshest coach that CJ would ever have had, you know? So it's like, with CJ, you know, it's like we had a little bit of conflict because it's like, I knew CJ could be better. And I would be like pretty, strict isn't the right word, you know? But like, we would have some conflict about it because, you know, like, I needed him to feel the pressure to improve from the position that he was in, you know? Like, he needed to understand that if he doesn't talk and if he doesn't develop leadership abilities, then we're going to lose, you know? So sometimes we would have some fights around that, like little fights, not like real fights or whatever, you know? But you gotta do something like that or he's not going to change. But I think CJ, like, for sure came the furthest on that team of like anyone else on the roster. I think that Alex really hated that style. Like, Alex was like really unreceptive to that style and it like just made him play worse. I think Alex, like, it was like the opposite. Like, it didn't work with him at all. Kellen and Bliss both like really liked that. Like, Bliss, I don't think like changed very much at all though. Like, Bliss, I would give him feedback and he would change a little bit, but it was like, he didn't change nearly as much as CJ did. Like, CJ can talk. CJ can lead now, right? Like, CJ actually has leadership abilities now. Whereas I don't think that Bliss is a leader now. I don't think that Bliss changed as much. But Bliss is not like this underdeveloped player that hadn't been on professional teams as serious feedback before, you know? Like, Bliss was in the Overwatch League under Rush, on Twisted Minds. Like, Bliss has been through a million permutations already of professional coaching, you know? Like, me and Bliss got along great. And I gave him feedback harshly and he took it with a smile and was happy with that. That was all good. But like, Bliss had less scope for growth than CJ. CJ had lots of scope for growth because CJ was actually somebody that had never been coached by anyone, to be honest. But overall, the takeaway from this is just to say that I think every player that was on that SSG roster, everyone was really good at something, but because there was this lack of leadership, the team really sucked when we weren't good at something, you know? So like, when we were not good at like Orisa comps and stuff like that, and Winston was like unpickable because they nerfed Winston and they released fucking broken release Freya. So Winston was like really, really bad. We were just so bad because there was like nobody to solve the problems in game. Like, you can solve problems in review, right? Like, you can watch stuff back after the fact and you can say what you need to do after the fact. But if you're having a problem in game and nobody in game is capable of identifying it and telling you how to change, like, you just lose important matches. Like, you just can't adapt and you just lose an important match because nobody is capable of identifying the problem and trying to change it. The best person at changing in game out of everyone was Alex, honestly. Like, Seeker was actually a person where it was like, if something was not working, he would say, guys, we need to fucking do something differently here. We need to do this differently. Try and change the tempo, change the style, whatever it is. But he wasn't good at identifying like, what is the actual problem? What is the actual change? He was just good at it. He was good at saying something is wrong. Let's do something different. Whether that something different was the solution, whether it was a correct identification of the problem, that was a different thing. But Alex knew how to win, right? And lots of those players, at least at that time in their careers, on that snapshot of the team, just didn't know how to win. That's a winning quality, you know? What I just described, identifying this isn't working, do this different, that's a winning quality, you know? Like, I can think of different times in my professional career where players, Lastro, Reiner, exact moments in matches where they have said, guys, this is fucked. If we don't do this, the game is over, you know? Like, they will take control of the team, they will change the situation. And the only person on the team that was actually capable of doing that was Alex. Unfortunately, Alex is a hit scan player, so there's a shame about what's going to come out of his mouth after he identifies that there's a problem. But that's a winning quality where it's like, a leader will give you that. A leader will fix that problem for you. And like, there are a lot of leaders in the flex support role in North America, you know? Like, RuPaul, leader, Ultraviolet, leader, in the flex support role. Like having 2 of those is crazy. Like Funny Astro leader in the main support role in EMEA. There were a lot of people at the time that had that character, so got a lot of flack for picking CJ over UV at that time. Landon, I don't know how much of a leader Landon is in relative terms. I suspect I think Landon is a really good communicator, but I don't know how much of a leader he is or isn't, to be honest. It's hard for me to speak to Landon because I haven't heard as much of his comms outside of him like Auctioneer blocking it, to be honest. But yeah, because I know Landon like comms a lot, but there's a huge difference between comming a lot and being a leader. There's literally like no correlation between like only a very limited correlation between how many words come out of your mouth and whether or not you're a good leader. To be a good leader, you have to be like really smart, and you need to be talking about the big picture, not just about what's directly in front of you. Was Kev still like that? No. I think Kev's come a long way with that stuff now, though. Like, I think Kev was always able to talk, so like if his game IQ, like his articulate game IQ goes up, then like he can be good. I'd suspect that Kev will never be like that. Kev's not mute. It's just he wouldn't talk good big picture solutions, you know? Like always the people that I think of that were the best big picture problem solvers, it was always my flex supports and my tanks. Like, because those are the roles that have the smartest players. Flex DPS sometimes, but like flex DPS, you don't have the best vision of what's going on. But flex supports and tanks, Shu? Yeah, of course Shu. Of course Shu. What do you think? What do you fucking think? Why do you think I rate Shu so high? Difference between like Shu and the others is like I can really think of like where I can think of a moment, actually multiple moments with Lastro, because I was on a team with him for multiple years, but I can think of multiple moments where Lastro made a call that won the game for us, you know? I can think of an exact moment in an exact series where Lastro made a very specific call that took control of everybody and won the game for us. I can think of a time when Gator and Hawk did it together. My memory's a bit hazy because it was 2021, so I can't remember which one did it. I'm pretty sure it was Gator, but I can remember a time. Let's just lump Gator and Hawk together. I can remember a time when Gator and Hawk did it together in the Overwatch League playoffs. I can remember a time when Reiner did it, and I can remember many times where Shu clutched up, but I actually can't remember Shu doing like the leadership style change clutch. With Shu, it was just like 15 mechanical pop-offs in a row, you know? Like with Shu, I actually don't have like a direct recollection of the exact moment. I know that Shu had reasonably good leadership skills. What was Patapan like? Patapan was like that also. Patapan was also like that, where he was actually in the match, in the moment, capable of saying what needed to change. Like I can think when we won Kickoff Clash, I can remember like Coliseo, like old disadvantage fight, when he told everyone how to play and the timing for the fight and how to make it work. I can remember Lastro on Oasis Gardens screaming at Babel to do this like weird rotation to catch out their invisible Sombra when she was setting up on them for EMP, and Lastro could just like feel that it was happening. I can remember Reiner making like a million different like tempo change calls over the course of Gladiator's wins, to change the pace of the game and change up when the team was just like too passive and slow. What else? There's more of them. Like I can remember the Gator Hawk like Atlanta playoffs one like so vividly. Backseat gaming in a match. They would be right off the team, I know that much. Yeah, well, you know, that's the difference between having a smart player and having PGE. But unfortunately, you know, I don't think C-Tones has ever even had the... I don't think that C-Tones has ever even had the privilege of being on a team with a player as good as PGE, so how the fuck could he even have the slightest appreciation of what I'm talking about right now? Alright, Flora now, on point. It's 1-1 here on New Jung City. People, yeah. Not too much on people. Hey, Hexy Meow Meow. Is Proper a leader? Yeah, Proper is widely regarded as the best in-game leader in the flex DPS role by a absolutely colossal margin. Heesung rolling around. This guy's playing Wrecking Ball right now on New Jung City, so it tells you how little this match matters when Heesung is just being around on New Jung City. Pleast and Hero already in control of the point here. We're 1-1. Enderforce need to find an opening. Flora tries to blink, oh rather Edison tries to blink towards backline, but Flora's just going to hit that spree. Gason and Eddie are both going to go down here. Edison actually trades out a little baby Kalios. Kalios dropped the bomb there and paid it with his life. Checks Rubbin. Punk, AU, Dino Dance. What are you dancing about right now, Punk? And why is Color Hex face holding back tears? Is that just because of the C-tones stray? Like, I can't see checks Robin. Let me help you. Let me help you out real quick. It's just a little checks Robin, you know? Alright. Hope that helped. Okay. Sick. That was the C-tone stray. It was because earlier, like 30 minutes ago, when I was talking about how I think PGE is one of the weakest players on Disguised, C-tone said some shit about how he thinks that X10 is worse than PGE. And that went down a very, very, very long, still continuing rabbit hole about player quality and being a winner versus being a loser. Alright. That's what I'm saying. Alright. 2-1 lead now for Please Not Hero Ban. Is Y Dot a winner? Y Dot might be the winningest player in all of Japan. Like, genuinely, you put an ult on that guy and he's just ready to hit it in the exact moment every time. Y Dot Gason, big winners. Like, they are about as winningest as it goes. C-Tones would have given Yaki 300k in Season 6. C-Tones is probably the guy that scouted out Wu-Chan, man. Like, we gotta give C-Tones some credit where it's due. Like, when he's finding a diamond in the rough, he's beyond compare. He's beyond compare, but unfortunately he doesn't scale into, like, you know, the upper brackets. It's like the same as thinking that Donark is like a terrible player, you know? Like all these Australians that like see Donark have like a regular mistake that he makes and think like Donark is a bad player as a result of it, but it's like Donark is undisputed one of the best tank players in the world. Like Donark is undisputed one of the best tank players in the world. Like just because he has a problem doesn't mean that he's bad, you know? Like you just don't understand. Like you just don't understand what it takes to make a good team, you know? Like incredibly, like, no players are perfect, you know? Like, no player can do absolutely all of it, you know? And just imagine if Dark had a support that was top 3 in role, you know? Like, either of them. If either of them were top 3 in role, like, if his flex DPS was top 3 in role, like, how do you do as much as he did without top 3 in role in like three different slots on the team? Like that's fucking crazy, you know? Like his hate. I'm not trying to hate on Bliss, you know, but like there's a lot of good Lucios out there. Valentine can, all while being 4200 as well. Like really, really impressive for Valentine. Not too much on Vigi. Hey, I'm not sure if you noticed, but like last year when the backline was skewed Vigi, that team was second place in Korea, you know? Like that team was like second place in Korea. Hey Lemon. Just so you don't get objective pressure. Andrew's my birthday today. You ignored me yesterday. Hello, happy birthday for yesterday, Dammy. Vigi is now first. Crowd is so good, Yum. Wait, no, they didn't. Didn't they still miss land somehow? No, I don't think so. I think T1 was pretty ace last year. It looked like T1 might actually be able to win in Korea last year, but unfortunately, curse of the franchise, you know, destined to be second in Korea at best. These things can happen. 5-point banger and I couldn't care less. I mean, I don't think anyone cares about this game because the stakes just not existing, you know? Like, this is a fucking seeding match, bro. A grand finals, a pre-grand finals seeding match. Like, how am I supposed to get excited about this? I'll actually get excited for the finals, you know? I'll actually get excited for the finals. There's an EWC ticket on the line. But this one is like, just pointless, bro. Is the format the same for pack playoffs? Is it single elim plus a third, fourth match? This isn't even seeding? I think it is. I think it is seeding for stage 3. It's just really far away. Yes, but all in one day? Oh, wonderful. All right. Flora now going to go for the spree in the back. Catnap comes out from Y dot into the scrap. Y dot presumably going to meet his maker any second now. Solsei goes for the spin, takes down Navis. Gason will be traded. Solsei traded as well. So much back and forth, but it is a 3v2 now on the point, and Heesung has bombs, so you will not be winning this one, please not hero ban, unless, of course, they can stall for a million billion years, which they can't. Kalios loses suit. Umi going to get chipped away at long range. He's going to start stalling on the point. Y dot's going to scratch his eyes out because he is the mechanical cat here in Japan, and the point will go back over to Interforce. We're 2-2 right now at 82%, so it's really a really slim margin, but we're not there yet. Unter who was top 3 in each role for Korea? I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Solsei now blinking around. Save your questions for when I'm not casting the game. Bomb and Spree, both available here for Interforce right now. They are in control at the moment and just rapidly ticking towards being the last fight. Newjay's going to go for some sort of crazy style early engagement. He rides the bike into Solsei, then dies with his ultimate. But this early engagement, it seems to be bearing fruit. They seem to be getting very positive trades. Gason is traded, but water is wet. And Interforce now, they've spotted Flora on the flank. Flora's going to run, but he cannot hide from Edison, who gets the pinch perfectly, predicts the kite back, and gets the job done. Now we're in a last fight situation where Please Not Hero Ban have been hit on their cross. They have taken so much damage and traded no ult charge at all. So now we look at the final fight, and Interforce have a tremendous advantage by way of ultimates. Please Not Hero Ban, their walk seems free because the trades did come through for Please Not Hero Ban by way of kills. Heesung is going to get counter-dived and instantly lose his suit. Of course, Gason is going to miss his Suzu, but the Catnap, Spree, combo, money. Bomb for the Pulse, Bomb for the Diva, a killer piece. Bomb comes out on the point. The point has been flipped as well. They're focusing on killing Kalios here. He's so low. Cat taxiing Gason out of dodge as well. It's currently a 3 vs 5. The point goes back over to Interforce. And Please Not Hero Ban, because nothing ever happens in Japan, even though this was a 5-point banger, it is still 3-0 lead for Interforce right now. 0% chance that Please Not Hero Ban are winning this series. Oh. Alright, where were we? Back to question time.
メックを割れてしまったんですが、しっかり相手のルートっていうのは索敵できていたので、そこにエディソン、そしてワイドット全てのねプレイヤー合わせて対策することができてましたよね。自爆で一人飛んだ上にエディソンも今パルスボールも決めていた状態だったので、プリズムとヒーロー1はねかなり苦しそうでしたね。
Overrated, underrated, EMEA players. Overrated, underrated EMEA players. I think Shockwave's perfectly rated. I think Shockwave's perfectly rated. I think for years Shockwave was like a little overrated, but I think he's perfectly rated. I don't think Kai's overrated. He's on a team that's like coming 6th or 5th. Like, I don't have strong opinions about the EMEA players. I think Ice is underrated at this point, just in terms of like stream narratives, because like now Ice is able to like do everything. But like realistically speaking, like Ice is overhated for sure. The reality is just that Ice had to like Ice was a non-diva player that was stuck in like a year-long diva meta. Now that it's not a year-long diva meta anymore, and he can actually just like gap all of the Saudis on all of these heroes, like I think Ice probably like overhated in a way, because he like copped flack for so long because he had to play diva or he had to play main tanks in an off-tank region in an off-tank meta. But now like Ice can play stuff that he's good at, and suddenly like nobody's gonna be hating on Ice anymore, you know? Like Ice is really, really good. Yeah, Ice still has a diva, but he's not as good as Ziad or TVNT, which means that he's gonna get hate because they're gonna fall short versus Ziad and TVNT. But now like it's going well. It's going well for him. So I think he's like reasonably well rated now. Maybe it's still a little bit underrated. But can you answer the first time chatter? I mean, we just legit spent like 45 minutes talking about PGE. Like obviously Mothy Bit 3S missed the discussing PGE segment, but PGE is massively overrated, I'd say. Not underrated. Ice is the hyperflex tank IMO. Yeah, I mean it's not a piping hot take. It's pretty like easy. Like that's the low hanging fruit, right? Hey Jake Slater. I'm alright, Quack. Ice top 2 in EU. Ice is top 1 in EU for flexibility. Like Ice is maybe the only hero that Ice gets gapped on is Diva by the Saudis and Sigma by Vestola. But the difference between Ice and the rest of them is that Ice can play all of those, you know? Like, Ice is like better at Diva than Ves. Ice is good enough at Diva to pass versus all of these people and still not lose every single map. He's better at Sigma than all of them. He gets gapped on ball, surely. I mean, he literally ball mirrored Golden Pans and 200 owed him. Obviously, there's like a team difference there, but Ice is just good, you know? He just has like really big coverage and really good mechanics. Like, the reason that guy got picked up initially is because he was on some bum team playing like Sigma and Doomfist and stuff and just like clutching up. Do you think the World Cup will be good or exciting? I hope so. I sure hope so. I think Ice is the most flexible tank in the world right now. He's definitely like the best suited tank to the current heroes that are meta. I think that, you know, like some Korean players, like, you know, like Jumbin and such are like definitely like Jumbin and Donark are like worth consideration for this stuff too. Like Jumbin and Donark are both like really, really good and like really, really flexible. Are you hired for EWC again? I am not. I did not get the call back. Oh, I just wonder if we're going to see, you think we're going to see ZP back there, but not me? What do you think? Purple Ice crying. Oh, Ice Purple crying. I would watch a documentary on all the bad roles in Crispy's career. Unter, how would you rate Admiral compared to Fastro? Oh, Avril will definitely be there, but Avril was a mainstream guy last time. Avril got the main show gig. I got the B stream with ZP and Wolf. But I didn't get a gig this year. How would I rate Admiral compared to Fastro? I've always rated Fastro significantly higher than Admiral. Because I've been on a team with Fastro, and then I've seen Admiral on other teams in terms of like how much Fastro contributes to the team environment. And I think I've always rated Astro a lot higher, but I think that opinion has like slowly crumbled or diverged a little bit, just because like last year, Admiral actually demonstrated a lot more flexibility than Fastro did, you know? The problem is that like all of that flexibility that Admiral demonstrated, like 90% of it was just like in NA versus plumbers. Admiral had that like one standout international performance where he came third, but like in exchange for coming third at the China major, like Fastro came third at EWC and then won the international major. I think Daniel's just better though. Like I think Daniel's just better. I think that Fastro has like a little bit less flexibility, but like within the role, Fastro's a winner. You know, he's one of those players. Understands winning, good teammate, good caller. Like if I had to choose between those two players, like I take Fastro every day of the week because I've worked with him before. What do you think about Kellex always stealing Haku's job? Is it a beef between them or just bad luck? I suspect it's just a case of Kellex always quits because he doesn't really like playing that much, and then Haku gets picked up because there's nobody available, and then people play with Haku and people want to bench Haku because he sucks, and then as a result, Kellex gets the call up and people offer him money to come back, and Kellex has spent enough time not playing that he thinks, okay, I'll come back, I'll play a bit. I don't think it's like a personal thing. I missed the 2024 Stage 3 Fastro slander. Unter raging at him feeding his brains out every mat. This is my first ever YouTube video. My first ever YouTube video was a Fastro Flame segment, I remember. You think Zox will start taking Haku's job now if Alcad falls apart? I mean, Zox is definitely like... Didn't Zox already take Haku's job? Like, didn't Zox get the spot on the World Cup team over Haku? Until when the dead player is on his fantasy roster. He did. Zox already did. Ads, for fuck's sake. Oh no. The streamer ran ads for the first time in 30 minutes between maps? No. Haku didn't want it? I don't buy these narratives. Do you think that Flora could be a top hit scan in another region? I'm sorry, what region are we referring to? It doesn't get much worse than Japan. Like Pacific, surely he stomps. I mean, Team Australia shit on Please No Hero Ban when we scrimmed them. Like, I don't know. Like, I think they're a little better now than at the start. But like, how are Team Australia scrims going? We're not scrimming. We only scrim to qualify for the tournament. I'm not serious. I have zero faith in Flora. Yeah, okay. Fastro has never spearheaded a comp or a playstyle in his whole career. Admiral was on London team that really started using Sim and Ryan stuff effectively. He was also the Weaver who, I mean, you're just wrong about that, Overwatch Strata. Just like a self-report of being like a clueless new gen. Like, you realize that Funny Astro is the original Lucio, right? Like, he's never spearheaded a comp in his whole career. Like, he was the best Lucio in the world for like 5 years straight by an absolutely hilarious margin. Like, me when the rage bait. Like, awesome. I'm enjoying the YouTube videos. I enjoyed the GP one as well. I'm glad. I'm trying to like, yeah, I'm trying to upload more regularly. So I have another video that's ready. Like, the editor's already made it. So there'll be one like, I guess I'll post it like 2 days from now, maybe on Wednesday. And then hopefully during this week, maybe tonight, maybe on Thursday, I could make some long form too. Long form's gonna be really hard after today because I want to make a Shion video. But I don't really have any ideas for it, to be honest. So it might be a little difficult. The Golden Pants video is really good. Yeah, like videos like that, like they don't perform well in the analytics, but like I think if I just keep making them, at some point maybe they will. And I think like with the Golden Pants video, like I need to record an intro, you know? Like the editor made like a little like kind of meme intro, but like I need to record an intro. I think an intro is really important. Do you think Liquid's current issues... What do you think Liquid's current issues are? Why do they still look so lost and confused and disorganized when they signed an amazing flex support and tank and Kiwi's in attack? Well, like, I mean, did you hear what I was talking about for so long? This is 7 months.
Get out of there, stolen.
Welcome back.
You're right, mate.
Need to make a part 2 of the GP video after that VP game? I mean, it's getting gapped across like every role. What did you expect? Dawn, thank you for the community gift sub as well. I wonder if that was intended for a specific person that you press the wrong button. Oh, it went to a list. Maybe it was intended. Thank you. Appreciate that. To Ritzy's question, like, that's what I'm saying, Gala. I completely agree. To Ritzy's question, like, did you not hear what I was talking about with like how important leadership figures are on a team and stuff like that? That team, you know, their leadership got absolutely shattered when RuPaul got banned, you know? Like, as soon as RuPaul got banned, that team lost like 80% of its brain instantly. Like, it's top-down brain. Like, Infected talks and has like some leadership abilities, but like, RuPaul is a world champion leader. Like, you understand that, right? Like, RuPaul has won the Overwatch League as a shot caller for his team. Like, it is such a humongous blow to that team's capacity to actually win. And then those are impossible shoes to fill. Like, RuPaul has some real big shoes, and you can't fill those shoes. And then what they've done is first time around, they got Escanor, which is just like ultra emergency, so like no expectation of that doing well. And now they've got Kiwi's in attack, who are again good players, but there's still no leader. Like, in fact, they can't speak English. they can't even speak English. So like, they've probably gone backwards from when they had Escanor. Like, they're probably even worse in terms of like what is going on with the team and what is going on with direction. Like, they've improved with their individual talents, but they've actually gotten worse. Because not only do they not have a leader, they can't fucking understand each other. Like, half of their team doesn't even speak English anymore. So it's just more difficult. And it's really hard to win if that's the case too. Team Liquid cannot poach UV. That's not how that works. SSG would never just give up UV. RuPaul was at Western Shock Caller with 4 Koreans. I mean, RuPaul's just a really good player. Just a really, really good player. Alright. Enforce now. It appears that they've been holding for 4 minutes, and Pleast and Hero Ban are soon going to free us to actually watch the grand final. We get to watch the good game soon. Skip's dead to a flux. Oh, in an imaginary situation? Yeah, I think they'd be way better. I think they'd be way, way, way better. They could just play Infected plus, like, they'd be way, way, way better if they had UV instead of Kibis. I think UV's a better player than Kibis to begin with. Maybe not on Kiriko, but on everything else. I think UV's just a better player than Kibis, and, like, UV's intangibles are, like, really hard to understate. He's a leader. He's a good player. Who's the one player you wish you had an opportunity to coach? No, I don't care. Honestly, like I don't like sit there at night dreaming of coaching a player. Like I could not care less. Can we see the end of this? Like Kalios is on ball, like getting full held on the first corner, like he's slamming the high ground for a laugh. Like let's just get it over and done with, yeah. Great sanctuary from Wide Dot there, real game winning stuff. What if they lose? What if they lose? Imagine if we can pin this all on Wide Dot somehow. This fight's going so long and nothing's dying. Kalios is dead, like surely. Yeah, it's over. Favorite Western player you coached? Funny Astro. Speed 0.1. That's a good one, Politos. That's a good one.
ったり、まあ、シグマ相撲において、まあ、不利を背負ってのスタートっていうのがなかったですよね、ほぼ。いや、本当ですね。
No, you're allowed to ask questions, right? Then why you're apologizing? Nothing to be sorry for. Would you coach Crystal? Crystal could teach me how to get some in the club, you know, that's as much as Crystal's good for, I think. Would getting the Lunex supports make Team Liquid better? I really thought that they were gonna get Z, you know? I thought that they were gonna get Z. I'm not sure if Z's contracted or just doesn't want to go or what. I thought they were gonna get Squid in stage 1, and apparently Squid didn't want to go or something. And I think getting Z over Kibis, like, you'd probably be better off because Z can speak English. Like, Z's good at Kiri and Z can speak English. I think Z's good enough. Z's good at Juno, Z's good at Kiri. Z can fill those shoes really, really well. I don't know if they didn't pursue Z or if they're just not interested. I doubt that Z... I don't know about Z's leadership ability, to be honest. I mean, I remember when I sat in with Nightmare in 2024, like, just because they bought me a ticket to Stockholm, and I was like, I was just in Europe, just fucking around for a while. Like, I watched some of their scrims, like, just for fun, not to feedback them or anything like that. And, like, Z played initially because CJ was unavailable because of school or something like that. Or maybe CJ came late. And I remember thinking that, like, the team kind of looked better with, Zian compared to CJ. Because CJ just like never talked at all, whereas like Z could actually talk. Like she comms. I'm not sure about. I can't really remember though, like how much she led. So I don't really know. It's hard for me to tell you in that regard. Like I've heard a lot of like RuPaul coming. Like I know like what that guy provides. And his results speak for himself. Compared to like with Z, I'm not 100% sure with her. How much she says, because I've seen it a little bit. But I don't know how much. Whoa, Enterforce 4-0. Whoa! How much money did Enterforce win for that? The same amount as Please Not Hero Ban. What? How far do you think Australia will go in the World Cup? I don't know. It really depends on our group. I really think it just depends on whether we get a group with Canada or not. I think Canada's the easiest team of the first seed top 8s. So if we wind up in a group with Canada, then we're happy and maybe we can make it to top 8. But if not, I think we don't stand a chance against most of the nations. Like I think lots of these other countries are just really good. So they actually have like a live esports scene compared to Australia. Like, PAC is not an alive esports scene, you know. Like Punk is beating Cuffer and Punk hasn't played the game in 3 years. Like it's grim. Right, what are you lagging for, man? No, we got that. Yeah. God, whatever group the UK get is going to be tough because they got second seed. Yeah. I mean, that was, I I was astounded to see them lose to Germany, to be honest. Like, I think it's really cool that Germany topped the group there. I was astounded to see UK lose that. It's probably more of an indictment on Tread that happened. I mean, Ice just fucking hard carrying, but like everyone played well. Whoa! Hybrid message from Bunnykins? Trying to get things out of the way quick, are we, Bunnykins? Just all at once. Wow. Thanks for the flower. Ice was smurfing in that group? Yeah. I mean, how did Sweden go? I can't even remember. I presume they topped, but I can't really remember like how good the results were, how dominant they were. I was surprised because UK was consistently beating Germany in scrims. Or maybe it's like choker theory or something. Like maybe some of those players don't perform as well in matches. Like Bonnie Astro also like didn't play. Like I think that, yeah, like I'm not super convinced by Tread in the past stage. Like Tread has looked really relatively weak in stage 2 compared to stage 1. So maybe Tread doesn't do well with pressure. I'm not sure. Astro didn't play at all, which was not great. That's bad for them, obviously. Kiwi was like really fresh, kind of like rookie in big tournaments as well. Crispy's always a bit of a coin flip when it comes to how that guy does under pressure. Astro doesn't scrim, no? Doesn't play in their scrims? Yeah. I'm talking about Jumpman and Max right now? What's this reply thread? It's like a very long reply. I think Chris mentioned in an interview that they had a lot of nerves on match day. I was talking about the transfers between stage 1 and 2. It's about attack and max. What does Astro even do then? Well, I think the reason Astro wasn't playing is because like I think they're like not sure if he can play the I think they're not entirely sure whether he's gonna go to the Korea LAN and stuff. Like I think they're not sure if he's making it to the Korea LAN, and they were trying to like get the other guy's time in case he couldn't or something like that. I can't remember the particulars. I might be butchering that. He couldn't scrim. Yeah. He was just violent tired. Fastro, no passion. I mean, Fastro does pretty well professionally for a guy that has no passion. Unter, why was 2024 Space Station so the London squad with Fastro not able to compete with Koreans? What was that? What was that roster? Hardy, Psycho. Who was their hit scan? Was it Sparker? I thought Sparker went to Marvel Rivals after Overwatch League. It was Sparker as well. Marvel Rivals didn't exist in 2024. Had a year on SSG. You say like, why weren't they able to compete with Koreans? I mean, I think that team was like, I don't want to say overrated, but like, you understand that like you watch a co-stream where it's like, I'm really good friends with all the London guys, and before you were watching me, you were probably watching Commander X, who's someone that's like on that team. Like these guys all overrate that team. You know what I mean? Like that team was always consistently like able to sneak like a top 6 international in a 20-team tournament, you know? And for their standards, that is an insane result because they're like a super budget roster where no one thinks they can win. And then they had that insane result versus Atlanta Reign with the Rhine stuff. But like overall, if the meta didn't actually secretly work for that team, you know, it like wouldn't be possible, right? Like they had like really I think the impressive result for that team, I mean, the Rhine one where they beat Atlanta Reign is obviously like the most impressive one on paper because they beat Atlanta Reign. But Rhine was actually like evidently really good on that patch because the team that won the grand finals won playing Rhine BAP. Like they were one of the best Rhine BAP teams in the world, but the team that won the grand finals actually won playing Rhine BAP. The thing that was missing was the counter swap to Orisa. Like that team was like losing to Orisa. But London, yeah, exactly what Wade said, where it's like it's a team that like quite consistently overperformed expectations because it was an ultra budget roster that came like 20th in the years prior, but they didn't actually have results that like knock your socks off, right? Beating Atlanta Reign, that kind of knocks your socks off, but they still came like, what did they come in playoffs in Toronto? What was their actual like final placement in the Overwatch League? 8th? 6th? Yeah, I think it was 6th, right? They finished 5th, 6th in both 22 and 23. Yeah, so like, so you say like, why couldn't essentially like a similar version to that roster compete with the Koreans in 2024? Like, I mean, they came 5th, 6th in 22 and 23. They came like 7th, 8th in 24 with a worse meta. Like, is that really a surprise? Like, they finished in like a similar bracket when the meta was worse for them. Because when they did well in 23, it was secretly a Rhine meta, which is why a team that played Rhine won the fucking grand finals. And when they did well in 22, they were like one of the first teams to be really heavily focused on ult macro and push pull. They didn't have like Fearless on Winston, but they were like one of the best teams at ult macro in Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 was like extremely deathmatchy in the first half of the year, which is why LA Gladiators did so well. But as the game progressed and as people got better at Overwatch 2, the macro side of things became significantly more important, and the teams that were really good at the macro started to consistently perform better. But by the time it was like 2024 playoffs, like they were absolutely not the only team in the world that understood macro ult play at that point, you know? They were not the only team that was emphasizing this in terms of how to perform, because it was no longer a new game. It was a game that was like an additional 2 years into play. So yeah, I think it's no surprise that they didn't do well in 24, because like you feel more positively about their results than I do because you listen to Commander X and Christopher being really happy and proud of those results because they always overshot expectations, you know? But like to me, those London Spitfire performances, you know, like they're not all that, right? Like, you know, that was literally my Atlanta Reign run in 2021 was the same thing, you know? Like being on a Rhine team, being on a Rhine team and doing well on Rhine, you know? Like doing well on Rhine when people didn't want to play Rhine. I'd already been on a team that had like a similar sort of situation to them. Hey, Doc. Like the 21 Atlanta Reign was just the same. The 21 Atlanta Reign was just the same as like the 22-23 London Spitfire runs, except with better players, you know? Not better coaching or anything like that. This isn't to like be a slight to Xavier and, or really a slight to anyone involved, but like it was just better players, you know? Like we had a team that could like win the league in 21. Or at least one.
This is an absolute disaster. This is a dog's breakfast. Oh,
whereas like they
get out of there stolen. Yeah, right. You're right, mate.
They needed like an unbelievable run or to work out the Sigma stuff in order to win. Hey Alex, what's up? Streaking. Tweaking, sorry, my bad. Feel like they only beat Rain because everyone had been playing Winston, Sombra, Tracer, Mirrors for 6 months? Well, I mean, that's always a part of being like the off-meta forces, you know? Like, the Winston, Sombra, Tracer meta ended halfway through the year, by the way. That's not a good, don't think that's a very good example. That ended halfway through the year. But Ryan was good. Ryan BAP was good. Hardy's like the best Ryan out. Hardy was like the best Ryan in the world. Landon was the best BAP in the world, you know? Like, he was really reasonable. Like, Hardy was a better Ryan than someone. Landon was a better BAP than RuPaul. No doubt about it. The problem is that someone could press the H key and go... someone could press the H key and go to fucking Sigma. And I think Hardy could do that, but they didn't know that they should be doing that. Like, they didn't learn that as a solution. And Merit was better than Sparker. Like, there's no doubt about that. Merit's a better hit scan than Sparker. Merit is a monster. Merit's still really good, but like Merit, like prime Merit for those years, like 22 through 24, like holy fuck. 22 to 24 Merit, like you really can't compare that to Sparker, you know? New hidden H key tech. That's why someone's good, you know? That's why players like someone and Dark are good, because if you can press the H key and you can also be top at a hero, like that's pretty fucking impressive, you know? That's actually really fucking valuable, and that will win you more tournaments than it'll lose you tournaments, you know? That's why someone, even though his career was shit for like massive portions of this like Overwatch 2 era, he's also won Overwatch League and won EWC with playtime, with full playtime. It's because he is actually good at lots of stuff. Is Merit still better than Proud as of now? I think Proud's better than Merit nowadays. Imagine trading Happy for Merit and getting some cash for your way too. Gumba is truly a mastermind. I don't know why Houston made that trade, bro. Like, I don't know. Bless you. Feeling blessed. Not having the hero swap key unbound is a sign of weakness. C-Tones is the next Gumba. I mean, I think C-Tones has lots of good opinions about these up and comers, you know? Like C-Tones is pretty tapped in on these like these Comlo players that are like not Comlo, right? Like I'm not sure like where C-Tones sees these players like Wu-Chan and stuff like that. I'm not sure if he's like, does he run into them in ranked, or does he face them in scrims or something? I'm not sure. Or does he spec them in scrims? But yeah, like C-Tones has a pretty good read on some of these lower players. Sixth Sense? Well, I don't know what C-Tones actually does at this time, you know? But he's had good eyes on a lot of these like these 8th place teams that there's just like literally zero interest from me, you know? Like zero interest. But he, you know, he must be boots on the ground. You think he's got that? It could be that. I would believe that, to be honest. But yeah. Upset Olive come up. Yeah, that didn't go anywhere, unfortunately. Outlaws coaching saw Pelican Merit have the most combined elims in a season and carry their roster to 3rd and traded Merit for Happy. It's probably Pelican's fault somehow. He's very smart. Gumba 2. I doubt he's Gumba 2. But he knows how to spot an 8th place player that should be on a 5th place team, I'll tell you that much. It's once you break past that 5th place barrier that he starts to get a little confused. Or he was just rage baiting about X10PG. Who knows? But I think he's also a part of the Australian mafia of people that think that Dark is a bad player. So his opinions are immediately ignored for the rest of the time.
This is an absolute disaster. This is a dog's breakfast. Oh, get out of there, stolen. Yeah, right, you're right, mate.
Hey, Falkles Walker. Stays quiet. I don't know how you can watch T1 flail around all stage with Jasmine and then Dark comes in and wins everything and still think he's bad. I mean, I feel like they all post it as some sort of like rage bait narrative thing, you know? Like they know that like when I read it, it like pisses me off. Dark is very good at playing Overwatch, but he does not win Overwatch. He is bad at winning games. I mean, like I think you're all just like wrong about that, you know? Like you're all just like completely wrong about that. Like he's someone that like absolutely, if you put him on the top roster, he would be the top player and he would be regarded as the top player and he would get immediately forgiven for all of the mistakes that you are critical of him, you know? Like it's so outrageously ridiculous to like see the results that this guy posts and to think anything other than the fact that okay, so why isn't he on a top roster? That's a cultural discussion that I will not be having on stream. That is a cultural discussion that I will simply not be having on stream. Like I hate to break it to you, Tikazu. I hate to break it to you, Tikazu. But Dark literally got offered to go and join Falcons and decided he didn't want to play with that fucking team. He decided that he would rather take less money and be on a worse team than be with those fucking people that bullied him again. You know? Like, you're just clueless. Like, you're just clueless. Not a winning quality. Yeah. Just go back to a core of players that were absolute fucking miserable cunts to him for an entire year. Or go somewhere where you get less money and it's probably a less favorable roster. And he chose the latter because he didn't want to go with the people that treated him like shit. So, you know, the poor price for Dark is that, you know, he had some self-respect and now some Australians that he will never read the messages of think that he's bad. If you don't think that Donark was a god on Fnatic 2024, you don't know ball. Yeah, it's like if you don't think that he was a god for like all of 2025, then again, you don't know ball. And then if you don't think that the fact that the results for T1 have shifted so violently, drastically, dramatically the second that they have stopped playing Jasmine and started playing Donark again, then again, you just don't recognize like what the swing factor is. Like if one player can be that much of a swing factor by being in the roster versus out of the roster, that's a huge deal. That guy is a winner. I should talk Donark so much, but you'll never catch him. Not on my fantasy because he's perma undervalued. I low-key don't know if he was good on ATL, but ever since OWCS, he's been the best tank in the game, IMO. Yeah, I mean, even on Atlanta, I think he was like... I think he came in with like rock bottom expectations and he massively overperformed expectations. Like he had the reputation as a ball one trick going in. And I think his problem was that he was a mute ball one trick where Koreans all expect Winston players to be really, really, really communicative. Like... Fearless, the best Winston player at the time that a lot of that core of players had played with before, is like an ultra communicator, you know? Like the same as like what Kellen does now on Winston, where he just tells everyone what to do and has like really unbelievable leadership skills. And Dark came in as a 50k rookie pickup because they'd spent all of their money already on everyone else. Yeah, he came in as a ball one trick, and at the end of the season, they called him a monkey one trick. And because he had to learn to talk over the duration of a season, mind you, they were fucking winning everything all the time while he was learning. And they treated him so poorly because he's the youngest guy on the team. And he's someone that had like, yeah, like really like low expectations of him externally and internally. I think his result even in that year was insane. I remember Gator saying they would have been better with Kellen, not Dark. Yeah, I mean, maybe like they would have treated Kellen differently or something. It's insane that they lost 2 matches out of like 20 and he got bullied the entire time. Yeah, but like even in that year, like you watch that guy like on Winston, and it was like, holy shit. Like, do you remember that juggle he hit on first point route? Like, does anyone remember the juggle that I'm talking about? I think he full juggled a Brig midair. Like, it was so like this guy's just different, bro. Like this guy's just different. I just hear anytime they would lose a map in scrims, they would be miserable being on that team. Sounds like hell. I mean, I've heard some terrible things about the way they treated Donut. I've heard some like seriously terrible things about the way they treated Donut. Like, when people be shit talking Donut, I'm actually the me to warn haters, you know? Like, I've had nothing but positive experiences with Donut. And everything I've heard about how Dong was treated has been so incredibly unfair. Like, that guy's had like the unluckiest career of all time, honestly. Like, for someone that's had so much success, he's genuinely had like the unluckiest career of all time. Kill Gator? It's not Gator treating him badly. Are you crazy? Dongus doesn't even know you, bro. And maybe he knows me a little bit, just between you and me, but like, that's none of your business. Gator should have broken Lip's arm. I don't think Lip's a bad boy. Hashtag fuck Fielder. She is just a dickhead. This fucking juggle, man. You wanna say it? Crazy one. Check this out.
Man's up with the heels.
Stands his ground. Builds some extra ult charge. You'd love to see that.
Admiral flying.
Fell.
What is this hero? He's far.
Fuck, dude. Like, what do you do against this guy?
Man's up with the heels.
Stands his ground. Builds some extra ult charge. You'd love to see that.
Bouncing off the pillar.
What is this hero? He's far.
Fucking brutal. Just brutal. Sugar Free deserved Rookie of the Year. Oh my god, dude. If we picked up Lenny in that fucking 2023 year, man. If we picked up Lenny and Punk in that year, how things could have gone so differently for us. Like if we had Lastro, Astro, Kev, Lenny, Lastro, Astro, Kev, Lenny, fucking Punk. Oh. So fuck Dante. Yeah, fuck Dante. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah, I mean, I'm specifically talking about players that Face was like baiting with, you know, like Lenny pretty much thought he was going to be on that team. Like I think we all kind of like Lenny thought he was going to be on Gladiators and thought he was going to get a good offer from Gladiators, and then he just didn't. Yaki was held back from his full potential. I will say Dark is better than Dante. What rank are you, Tigazu? Just to clarify, just to qualify all of these opinions. What rank are you in Overwatch again? Blah. We gay snails, a very good rank. Snails, yeah, like. Nah, I don't think Aspire would I don't think Aspire would be like a useful pickup for Gladiators in any way, you know? Like I think we had like a better hit scan than Aspire regardless, you know? Like when we had like Happy and shit like that, and like Kai versus Aspire in that year, like much of a muchness, you know? The idea of having like two high quality DPS players, like having Lenny plus Kev, that means that like one of them can be the hit scan, you know? And you can just have like insane player quality. Like our team just got like nuked so hard by the fact that we had to play Sombra Tracer for a year with a hit scan player and a Yaki. I don't know, there's a lot of problems with that year. Anyway, let's get into the game, because this is actually a serious one now. This is an EWC qualifier. So question time is officially over after 2 hours of streaming, and we are going to watch the OWCS. Bans, VARREL have Lucio banned on map 1, which is interesting because all MURASH want to do is play Mizukiri 24/7. MURASH have also banned Symmetra, which is something that VARREL have been doing an awful lot of. You'll see a stylistic difference here, where MURASH are playing Mizukiri and VARREL are playing Kiri Wu-Yang. Kiri Wu-Yang is, on paper, the better comp for this mirror. When you're going Sig v Sig, more poke is super valuable, and the sides are going to be exposed. MURASH have bunkered up on the point early, and they've actually gotten the cap, but you can see that MURASH are also bleeding out a little bit, taking a lot of damage over on the sides. It's really difficult to stay alive, with Slay on the Wu-Yang applying so much pressure. Kyon has tried to push backline here, but he's going to go down to top dragon. The backline group a little bit too strong. Peppy now trying to get a rock out onto KSG is going to fall on the point. And I think this first map is a really important... Viper's gotten 2 trades. What on earth? This first map is a really important test for MURASH and for VARREL. Because here, if VARREL are able to win playing the Wu-Yang, then they have nothing to worry about with MURASH. Honestly, if they can just win this mirror, this is as good as it gets for MURASH. Mizu, Kiri, Sigma. They have not got a better comp in their arsenal. Everywhere else, VARREL is going to be most comfortable. So going into this first map and allowing this matchup to play out, it's going to tell VARREL whether or not they have the series in the bag. Even then, it's not free of charge, because if MURASH go and ban Wu Yang, then VARREL can counterban Sigma. So there really is all to play for from the side of MURASH. They need to be able to win this matchup or they can't win the series. Kyon has found a pre-fight pick onto Nico here. Suzu comes out. Pushing forward now KSG. He needs to turn things around. Top Dragon's going to take Viper off mid-fight. 4v4 situation now. Bike comes flying into Kyon. He's going to ride away though, lives to tell the tale. Slay, was that a title Jax or did he just title Frontline? I'm not sure. 2 kills for MURASH though. Top Dragon trying to turn it with a spree. Will find 2 trades. Both backliners dead for MURASH. Spree from Kyon in response though. Cloud will fall. Spree across the point takes Top Dragon as well. The flux onto Nico Godhand. He visibly slides out of it, but because of the game's netcode, he dies. So VARREL are going to drop a critical fight. MURASH Gaming, they lost both supports at the start of the fight, but that means Epic gets to hold onto his ult as well. So we are going to see Blade and Sanctuary for the next fight versus VARREL, who are going to have Flux and Clock. Flux and Clock are very synergistic into the Sanctuary because you can snipe people right out of the sky, and the Sanctuary doesn't save you from the damage of the Gravitic Flux anyway. But Viper with a Blade, he can definitely go backline with this one. Sanctuary comes out early. Flux in response, it's an aggressive Sanctuary trying to chase backline, but Viper's been caught by the Flux. So that's both of MURASH's ultimates gone, but Nico Godhand still has that Clock slow cooking in the back. Get ready for a Clock turn here as he rips it through main and tries to find a target. Nico Godhand is going to slide in, and Orca's going to die to a bike, but Cloud gets traded out by a bike elsewhere. Peppy actually swallows the rail, which is going to give him more overhealth, but Slay on the side angle does find Kyon. So MURASH, not only have they given the cap, but they're now dying slow. Very important that nobody dies late here for the side of MURASH, and because Viper is the last one standing, they are going to kill him immediately. Too hard to stagger a Genji without the risk of getting one-shotted. 86% on the clock now. MURASH Gaming need to get back in for one last crack at it. VARREL don't have any ultimates yet, but the title blast is just around the corner. Fighting forward, Nico's gone for an early engagement. He tries to slide back, but he's hit the wall. Kyon has gone for the touch quite early and died. Now Epic has to go in on the cap, and he's just going to get shot right out the skies. So MURASH not going to be taking this first round. This point here may be better for the Wu Yang than the sub-level point, but I think Labs is going to be a lot better for the Wu Yang. So this is scary for MURASH, honestly. Maybe this one is the midpoint for the Wu Yang. I think this one right here, I think it's called sub-level. Is it sub-level? What's this sub-point called? Yeah, I think it's sub-level. This one here, the angles are wide, but because of that high ground, I feel like the Wu Yang isn't absolutely perfect. Whereas on Labs, I think that the Wu Yang's way better because the point is open and wide. So, yeah. Really, it's all to play for here for MURASH. I mean, they need to win this round, absolutely, of course, or they're just going to lose the map regardless. But I do think that VARREL... it's scary for MURASH if they can't win versus the Wu Yang, because then they just don't have any secret sauce, really. And Mizukiri really has only been... It's been the only strength here for MURASH. Viper trying to play the Genji here. I think the reasoning for the Genji is that you can get on top of the backline easier. Going to actually go all in here, Viper, early on. He's going to take down Top Dragon. Peppy drops down to low ground. KSG needs to get softened up a little bit more. Viper's on his head now, trying to find that kill, but Viper's also quite low, needs to watch himself. 5v4 situation, MURASH are touching the point. Into the backline goes Kyon. He has his bike. He should just throw it into the backline and get fighting, to be honest, because MURASH, they have an advantage, but they need to press it right now. Top Dragon is actually back into the fight now. Someone's flanking around the back. Nico's gone backline and killed both Kyon and Epic, and MURASH, talk about a fumble. They make a 5v4 situation and they absolutely cock it up. They can't press the advantage. They don't find any kills. And Nico Godhand, he makes a game-winning play. Flanking backline, killing 2. Ah, jeez. This is a bad look now for MURASH. This is starting to look like a situation where maybe, just maybe, VARREL is still the best team in Japan, no matter the meta. Who would have thought? Alright. MURASH Gaming now. On retake, no ultimates to play with whatsoever. Kitsu, a little bit behind for Orca, but it'll all even out in the wash by the time we get to the point, I'd say. KSG ahead of Peppy on Sigma ult charge as well. Hate to see that, given Peppy is a Sigma one trick, and he's only good for that one thing. Viper now pushing up top left with his team. You can see MURASH want to clear high ground first, and that will happen because VARREL need to concede space versus the Mizukiri. The thing is, VARREL are playing so wide right now. Look at Nico. This guy is plug walking around the map. Genuinely free roaming, trying to find trying to flank. Peppy has found his way past the tank, though. He's worked past KSG, and now VARREL, they're a little bit boxed in. The backline under pressure. Flux comes out onto Peppy, and Peppy alone. There's a Kitsu in main, and Orca's going to hit that mid-air Suzu. Orca gotta be the best Kiri, right? This guy's got to be the best Kiri in Japan. Flip actually goes the way of MURASH in all of this. KSG rocks Orca out of the Flux, manages to find that kill. Sanctuary on the point from Epic now, but Peppy's in huge trouble. He's pinched from both sides. Viper pulls the blade. He starts blading the tank. He turns his attention to Cloud, but Cloud has TP'd off into the night. Now MURASH, their priority is stall. They've used 3 ultimates, but they are so far away from having Peppy back into it. Viper's actually going to die to Top Dragon as well, and it ain't happening, is it? KSG pressing forward once more. MURASH, all they secure for all of that hard work and 3 ultimates is 18% of the cap, and VARREL are pushing right back into their spawn. VARREL now stepping on up. Nico Godhand, overclock in hand, ready to go. MURASH gaming with a Flux and a Spree. Flux comes out early. It's a miss from Peppy. What are we doing? No neutral, no vision, just letting them shift out of it. Blinding Chain onto Top Dragon when he pops the Spree, though. Going to counter that one out. Chain is a huge counter to the Spree. So top will fall, and now we're back in a 5v4. MURASH gaming. Viper's going to clean up on Nico as well. And this is going to be a fight win here for MURASH. Let's say that they used the Flux to win it, although realistically, that was a huge play from Epic there to turn things around. Clean up on the point. 80-something%, maybe 83% by the time the point goes around, only 82 actually. So MURASH will be guaranteed a recontest off the back of this, but VARREL now, on retake, have to play slow for some of their ultimates. Slow play for VARREL doesn't mean getting active on the map though. MURASH gaming needing to play that a little bit more balled up because they're on the Mizu Kiri. Meanwhile, VARREL can plug walk all around. Slay can slip and slide through, take the wide angles. Peppy has gone very deep early on. They're going to go for a Spree in the narrow corridor, but no kills converted off this. Kyon is so low. He had dash, but he decides to keep peeking on 37 HP instead because he is not the brains of the operation. Orca's going to trade out Top Dragon, but this is looking like a fumble here for MURASH. Peppy will take down KSG, but the trades just keep on coming, and what's going to happen here is MURASH are going to trade, then VARREL are going to get back onto the point sooner. VARREL going to flip the cap off the back of this one, not going to reinforce well enough, and their attempt to fight early to get value out of that Spree has gone completely pear-shaped. Peppy now coming back on the D.Va for one last crack at it. The thing is, versus this Wu Yang Kiri, D.Va is by far the best pick you can play. You can absolutely eat the backline for breakfast when you're on D.Va, but the problem is that Peppy, do we know if this guy can play D.Va? Has he got that dog in him? Who knows when it comes to Peppy. Kyon riding around in the back, trusting somebody else to touch. They're going to let Peppy do the touching, which means Peppy's not going to be doing any of the killing. Now a next touch is required, and we're not going to get it because nothing ever happens in Japan, and VARREL are going to take the first map 2-0.
今セカンドタッチ担当がおそらくペッピのディーバだったと思うんですが、
そうですね。
KSG がグラビティフラックスで止め切りましたね。
あとはおそらく今キリコも上がっていたので、本体シーンに関しては、ポイントに干渉する術はなく、ダメージラインに関してもおそらくエリア取りをしている段階だったので、ポイントを踏めるプレイヤーがいませんでしたね。
いやそうですね。いやー本当に、ここに関してはムラッシュも新メトラバンから現状を通すといった少し、オリジナリティのある構成を使っていたんですけれども、割とこうバレル側がうまく対処したなというところでしたね。
そうですね。なんか途中そのね、殺戮とオーバークロックを止めた次の回ですね。あそこは、明確にムラッシュゲーミング側がアルティメットを持っていたターンだったんですけど、ああいった時のこうバレルの距離感の保ち方というか受け方がかなり綺麗でしたね。
そうですね。
なんかもう誘ってるよりも見えましたよね。当たってくるんでしょうみたいな感じでかなり距離を取っていたので、殺戮に関しても、被害最初に抑えていましたし、しっかりこう追撃をかけれないような狭いところでケースがこもっていたので
Chaz with the longest name. Thanks for the flower. No comment. Is this the Stage 2 Grand Finals? Yes, it is. The winner of this match goes to the Esports World Cup. The loser of this match gets sentenced to another stage in Japan. Why Jesus?
入ってなかったんですが、間に合わなかったみたいですね。
ギリギリ間に合わないですね。あそこちょっとポイントの判定が支柱によって防がれているので、ちょっと距離がありましたね。
そうですね。
はい。さあということでまずはファーストマップは何
Safe for what? Prolific.
たのがバレるとなりました。
いやでも現
It's pretty safe as long as your name is the C tones.
いや本当に使われなくなりましたからね最近は。
なんか予選でも確かね、バイパーがサーキットロイヤルなので現状は採用していたんです。
It has been since the first week of Japan Stage 1 2025 that VARREL has lost a game domestically. Jesus. What have you been getting better, man, X3?
隠し玉チックでしたね。
新メトラをバンしたらトップはここはソジョンにな
How
る
do you rate Top Dragon?
2個がソジョンになるっていう
Great in Japan.
構成読みで使えていたと思うんですけど、
はいはいはい。
他のマップだとね、例えばトップがメインになったりっていうパターンがあると思うんですが、それで一旦差しに行ったというところでしたけれども、現地自体は結構仕事をしていたとは思うんですが、全体ではバレルが勝ち切ったというところでしたね。
そうですね。
ここからは多分源氏は出てこないんじゃないかな。どうだろう。
どうだろう。ある。先色とかでね、もしかしたら使ってくる可能性はありますから。
He's only 13.
でもまずは1マップバレルが取って、ここからカウンターマップがムラッシュとなるわけなんですけれども、ムラッシュどうですかね。結構やっぱり
Top Dragon is the proper of Japan. Oh, Top Dragon is a IGLing flex DPS, which is quite valuable. But because he doesn't have the same level as like proper, he gets gapped by like 5 other people in Korea. He can only really get away with it in like the minor regions, to be honest. IGLing flex DPS are like kind of a dime a dozen in like the lower regions. Like there's actually more of the IGLing flex DPS in the lower regions. But they don't hit that like top tier level of like Stalker proper Kevster levels of like talent. Dancing my dino shuffles. Let's dino dance the shuffles right now, everybody. You didn't say he's saying? I mean, he's saying is included, obviously. Like, it's not like a slight to he's saying. He's saying is a top tier flex DPS, obviously. It's like one of the most winningest flex DPS in the game. I feel like flex DPS and hit scan is 2 roles in Overwatch where you just can't get better. More shock calling flex DPS in the shitter regions equals FDPS are poisoning the development of the regions. Poisoning. Nothing makes a region worse than better players playing in them and increasing the level of competition, for sure. Who was the Australian player that was saying that like VPNing to play in NA in Korea was a waste of time? I can't remember who that was. Does anyone remember who that was? I remember flaming the fuck out of someone about that. It was spurious. It was spurious. Master of game understanding, spurious. Lots of good habits come from Os. Are you a VPN Andy? Jamaran? I think it shows. I think it shows that you're a VPN Andy. Because you actually know how to play the game. Jamaran's like top 5 Korea? Yeah, that'll do it. Hey, Siren's fan. Hey, Bum knows it. Oh man, I got an insta queue. Does anyone have like pack roster? Not roster, like bracket predictions or whatever? Like, how do pack playoffs look? Because I feel like pack playoffs are actually gonna be crazy. Is this single elim though? So it's like shit. Because it's singles. Yeah, it is singles. Dude, single elim is so bad. Cute Void has disappeared just like 2B Kiriko. Onto thing. Are you serious right now? Is Cute Void gone? No way. When did this happen? You gotta be kidding me. They were in the Discord, no? They posted a bunch in the Discord. Have they disappeared from the Discord too? Yeah, they left? What's their user tag? I'm friends with them on Discord. And in Final Fantasy. Are they gone? What happened to them? Yeah, sure, ask. Why not? That's Tanya? Alright, back to it. More Sigma Mizukiri. MURASH have actually... This is an interesting one, actually, because MURASH have banned Wu Yang, but they didn't counterban the Sigma. They actually just want to play Sigma themselves, VARREL. I guess they won in such dominant fashion that maybe it doesn't matter. Viper's also going to play the Genji, but Top Dragon can now play Sim, which makes the Genji really, really hard. Genji really awkward into the Sim. So, that'll do. Nico now going to take high ground, courtesy of the Cat Taxi here. MURASH have already burned a minute going for slow rotations up top. KSG, he drops back down, but he starts chasing the tail of that rotation. Dropping down a point is no big deal for him. Rock onto Orca across the map, really. No kill converted off it, but it will soften up MURASH, and Nico is going to come alive, taking down Kion. Oh man, I was so hyped for that first map. I was so excited to see MURASH maybe able to win something, but the more I see, the less I believe that MURASH are going to win something. Slay in the back has actually died here, so maybe there's a sign of life for MURASH. They're all stuck behind though, so eventually the respawn will be a problem for them. Flux is going to come out onto Peppy only. Suzu mid-air is good. Orca loves going for that mid-air Suzu play, but it has killed him again. It killed him last time too, one might remember. So he's good at hitting the mid-air Suzu by TPing him, but it also kills him. Hey, Kayla Moofy, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you for the cat business as well. Didn't even have to wait for it. It just comes naturally. You know what I want. All right. Nico now 80% on his clock, playing through main, just poking MURASH's spawn here, but this does feel a lot like domination, as it seems to be going nowhere at all. Kitsu and Sanctuary for MURASH as they start pushing back towards the point. But no freebies here. Kitsu comes out from Cloud, matched by Orca, so just two Kitsune rushes on the point, passing each other by. Very deep Sanctuary for Epic. They're trying to take space with it. Slay hits a huge stun stomp though, and Peppy, he might be dying mid-flux here. Oh, he lives to tell the tale, actually. This is a game-winning Flux Blade combo. Suddenly, it is MURASH in the lead. Peppy on a very low health number. He does go for that Flux, and it's worked for him. So they go for the Flux Blade. They counter out the Sim wall with those two ultimates that both go straight through the wall, and that'll do. My gift sub just disappeared as I was typing out an emote. Aww, Unter sad. Alright. Viper now in main. MURASH Gaming in... not really in trouble, but not in a strong position ults-wise, that's for sure. Holding the choke here is... Holy, that's a lot of ults. Jeez, you're behind. Ella's grumpy. It'll do. Alright. Nico in main now. Rail is available, and so is the clock. MURASH Gaming to break through this choke is going to be awkward for them. They have no sim TP or anything of the sort. The car wash on these high ground chokes can be awkward. Viper's going for a big flank around the back. He's trying to catch someone behind, but I think they know his position. Push forward is almost inevitable for VARREL here. They're not going to deal with that Genji all too aggressively behind. Kion gets binding chain, doesn't die. Now the overclock is out for Nico. He needs to find something, but he's found nothing at all. So that is just going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Clock for High Noon. No kills on either side. Nico charging around the back, seeing if he can get a pot shot in the side. TP comes out from Top Dragon to try and alleviate some pressure, but it looks like Nico has not found anything with his flanking. Rail. Now the Flux comes out. Peppy goes into the skybox. No rock for that one. Mid-air Suzu. Full flip around behind for VARREL, actually. They've used the TP to get behind MURASH during that Flux. Viper's going to trade Cloud, so it's a 1-for-1 exchange. Probably favors MURASH in this situation. Their spawn is a lot closer. All of MURASH balled up inside, though, which is great for KSG to do huge damage. Top Dragon breaks them out of that hole, but they are going to take the kite on this one. They lost their Kyrie. They don't have much healing, and Slay doesn't have the Sanctuary online yet. Maybe in about 10% they're going to fight again because they can match with the Sanctuary, but right now it looks like they're taxiing as well. So they're probably just going to let the car roll all the way through, and MURASH are just going to comfortably take a fight win. Now it's time for more PK Certified as the clash begins. Kitsu comes out, Nico gets dashed on by Viper and dies mid-air. Viper's so good. What was C-Tone saying about Viper being better than Top Dragon or Edison or something like that? Alright, Top Dragon and Cloud both going to find kills on the main side though, and again MURASH are going to be in huge trouble. MURASH needing to back off just that little bit. VARREL once again going down. Ew, Viper Thanos, he speaks so fast he'd be good at an auction house. Going once, going twice. Peppy boxed into a corner, hit by a rock, and sold to the... Oh, I'm not finished that sentence. MURASH just won the fight. They just bladed indoors and killed everyone. VARREL stacked up and the blade kills everything. Nice. Love how he dashes into 4 in a Sanctuary and just dies to turrets right after that. He cleaned up with the blade though. How'd they win? Well, they all stood on top of one another. Is Viper better than PG? Kitsu comes out through main Sanctuary down on the cart, 99 meters on the clock, 0.99. Epic with that Sanctuary is allowing a huge fight for MURASH, but the symbol is just as good for VARREL in all honesty. Nico dueling on the flank. He's 1v2, so he's going to take it easy. Top Dragon's going to beam Viper down in main, and MURASH going to have to chill. They still have somebody in the flank right now, but looks like they have given that one up. As you can see, Epic hopping his way. Hey, Clock comes out, Kyon is going to take down Nico already. So, VARREL in huge trouble. This side angle for Kyon is money, but the flux is great from KSG to shut down this push. All the resources need to go into playing life more than anything else. Kyon now swinging main though, and car control has been lost by VARREL. They're playing up top. Top Dragon trying to kite inside. Viper's low, but not dead. Top Dragon will fall to Epic's bouncy shots from the new hero. Nico comes back from spawn, hits the rail twice onto Kyon, finds that kill. Pumping rails into Peppy now. He's taken him low. The rock conversion from KSG. 1-2, buckle my shoe. Epic playing life, drops the Unk. Orca finishes the kill. The backline from MURASH, they're not done yet, but KSG playing life means that it is going to be so hard to clutch this one. Another rock from KSG onto Viper. There's 4 seconds left on the clock. It's do or die for Viper. He needs the dash reset. His ankles are snapped. The Sanctuary's down. MURASH gaming, they're held on second point. Peppy, he plays with his life in his hands. That's why he flux jacks.
キョンがサイドからオーバークロックで人数よりを広げたんですけども、その後バレルが時間を稼いだことによって2個の復帰が間に合いましたよね。しかもオーバークロックも持っていたので、立ち位置は崩れていた、からこそ2個のソジョンはね、差しやすい、配置を取れてましたね。配置になってました。
いやー、かなり惜しかった集団戦でしたね、ムラッシュも。
そうですね。
キョンのワンピック、まあそして最終盤では3の時間稼ぎというのも響いていました。はい。ペッピがグラビティフラックスを使い切れれば変わっていたかもしれないというところだったんですけどね。ちょっとあそこに関してはタンクへのハラスが相当ありました。
そうですね。まああと KSG がね。ブラックスを2枚に当てたことによってもちょっとキツネ走りを展開していたんですが、あまりそのキツネ走りを生かして前に出るっていう行動も取れませんでしたね。
I thought Japan got knocked out of the World Cup this morning against Brazil. They're back for round 2, Bree.
さあ、ゲンジ、キャスディの並びを作っています、ブラッシュ。なんか一世代前に戻ったかのようなメタ攻略ですね、ブラッシュ。
はい、僕も言おうとしたんですけども、平成の構成ですね。
How do I check my drops?
いや、本当ですよね。
You go to this page and you can see. You can see if you have to claim the drops. You can see your current progress. See your boost. All right, Nico now stepping up. VARREL just playing more of the same, but Slay on the cat. This is, I mean, this is something, you know. We've been seeing a lot of carry cat come out recently, and I feel like the cat, it's pretty powerful when you need to give yourself good position. Now that Nico has, or rather Slay has taxied KSG to the high ground, he can even taxi Nico too. It looks like he is just going to go for KSG though. KSG is going to get dropped into the back line. He's going to force every cooldown under the sun, and then he's going to get grappled right back out. These cat interactions, if you're creative with them, are so powerful. Dropping into the back line there forced everything. And now MURASH, they need to deal with the point force without some of those cooldowns. They're behind in the resource trade. Rock comes out onto Peppy, and he's actually just dead for it. So VARREL, kings of the cat gameplay here in Japan. I mean, we saw they took Crazy Raccoon to 5 playing cat in the early stage of this hero release, and the meta kind of moving a little bit back more towards cat without the Bastion mirror because of the way that they've changed the tether. It's really interesting to see. They've buffed the neutral game on cat, so you do more damage, you do more healing, just generally more impact individually on the hero. But you can also do a lot of these interesting rotations. Dropping a tank into a backline, an easy way to get a cooldown advantage. Peppy is going to move over to the Zarya. This has to be a death knell. Has to be a death knell for MURASH. The concept of Viper getting spammed with bubbles and going to carry the game seems extremely unlikely. Top Dragon's going to go over to Reaper as well. Doesn't want to take that matchup now that there's going to be bubbles on the Genji. But again, it's so hard for Peppy here. If he's going to be bubble botting Viper, Viper has to do everything. And you can see Top Dragon going over the Reaper. He wants to make life hellish for Peppy. They're just going to walk down Peppy. They're going to poke him, and then they're going to step on him. Now, it's time. Shield goes up. Bubble forced by Peppy. Instantly. TP forward for Orca. Massive flux. Look at Slay. Forward in that flux, doing everything midair. Top Dragon cleaning up the kills on the ground. He TP backline. He kills Kyon first, but it is just going to be all VARREL all the way. Maybe one more trade for Viper if he's lucky. No such luck. MURASH Gaming, no foot in the door here. One final recontest is all they're going to have for it. VARREL still have 3 ultimates with which to burn. Look how forward KSG's playing. There's a taxi from spawn for Slay right now. He's gone back in. He taxis them back into the fight. Here we go now. MURASH Gaming, really tough. Maybe he was the one that was traded. Why do I struggle in ranked but not in face it? That's a question for later. Ask me between the maps. And provide more detail. Kyon with a high noon, Viper with a blade, Epic with a sanctuary. MURASH, they have ultimates to burn on this retake, but they can be matched on every point by VARREL. So we'll have to wait and see how they go value-wise. Instant catnap on the flank. Viper has been catnapped into the backline, but nobody's finishing the kill. Viper dashes into a signpost, and Slay will finish that. Cloud's going to die to the high noon. Cloud, arguably the weakest point on this VARREL roster. It's got to be Cloud or Nico for sure. Push forward now for Kyon. He gets bubbled. Nico's going to go down on the flank, but maybe some trades on the cards here. Maybe not. It looks like this side has just been overwhelmed, and this is probably just going to be a fight win here for MURASH. Top Dragon actually finds a kill onto Kyon. Late trade onto Kyon, somewhat valuable, but MURASH, they buy valuable time for themselves now. They have Blade, they have Grab. Peppy gets TP'd on. Wow, VARREL really want to force the issue. Instant grab on a Top Dragon. Spin inside. Oh my god, he really went for that one. Top Dragon is going to go down. He goes for the spin inside of the grab. Can't quite finish the kills. Peppy still holding it down on the side right now, but needs to keep touching the cart. Viper has like 30 HP. He wants to blade, but he's so low. Now he's full again. Goes backline, pulls the blade. One slash, doesn't convert, but he will start blading the tank. KSG, he's so low, he will go down. And Viper, perfect blade from him to absolutely stabilize the fight. Now, MURASH Gaming should be fine unless Slay hits this C9, which he won't because they can see him. King's Row is an S10 up for getting stuck on small shit. I think like some of the Overwatch 2 maps like Atlas and stuff, like they just be putting shit everywhere. Like if you're like wall riding on Lucio, you just be hating these maps. Another catnap early from Slay, and he's going to catnap Viper again. So an easy pick early on in the scene for VARREL. And again, KSG up on high ground, pumping towards the payload. Flux comes out, he's holding onto this one patiently while they force the cart. Now Peppy's in the sky, Orca's stuck in it. He still hits that... Where the hell did he go? He didn't hit the ground. What the hell? What happened to Orca in the sky there? Kyon and Peppy find a trade apiece. Sanctuary down for Epic, but they also need to be considerate about the cart. The Sanctuary doesn't cover the cart perfectly, but that'll do. MURASH Gaming, they're going to clutch that one up again. What the hell happened to Orca? He didn't die before they hit the ground, but he was just missing. He was like Bobby Schmurder's hat, you know? It's like... Try and find where the hat lands. Fuck. Too close. That one wasn't like Bobby Schmurder's hat. Try this again. See? Now you'll never know where it went. Alright. Good bit. It's better like next time, you know? It's second time. Alright. Peppy now 80% on another grab. MURASH Gaming, bit light on ultimates still, but VARREL making swaps to really try and make Peppy's life difficult more than anything else. Peppy on the Zarya, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Nico now slides up top. Oh, no luck there. He's going to have to give this space. Peppy's still in control of the high ground. He's snared there, but I mean, what's a Ram going to do snaring the Zarya on the high ground? That doesn't accomplish much of anything. KSG on the backstep, so low, but Top Dragon's killed Viper. Viper went deep for a kill. Peppy has to reclaim high ground and get another good grab. TP into the backline for Top Dragon. He's got Orca locked up right where he wants him. No kills on that one. Spree comes through for Kyon. He's trying to find trades. He will find trades. Grab on a Top Dragon is good as well. And maybe I was just talking out of my ass when I said that Peppy wasn't going to be able to clutch this on Zarya, because up until this point, it's actually been a clinic for young Peppy on the Zarya. VARREL, they do low-key have 4 ultimates for the next fight, or maybe 3.5 ultimates, and MURASH have spent a lot of the bank. So if there was going to be a good fight to make this work, it will probably be this one, right? VARREL, they have Catnap, they have Kitsu, they have Spin, good tools, and MURASH, well, they don't have anything other than Viper's Pulse Bomb. So we'll see if that Pulse can be game-winning, or if MURASH are just going to lose at 40 seconds on the clock, like we expect. VARREL stepping up through main right now. Bike in the back. Kyon's going for some sort of crazy style source fight. In fact, both of the DPS from MURASH are behind, but that should mean that, yeah, no, this is really bad. The DPS just missed their timing in the back. Catnap comes out. Now that's, the map's over. There's only DPS left standing. There's no way they're even going to recontest, even if they find a couple of trades. It's done. What a fucking rubbish flank there. You see, Viper and Kyon both just like fully missed their timing. Like, that was terrible. It's really bad. It's not trolling. I mean, it's the right play to make to try and go for an early fight. but they like didn't at the same time, you know, they didn't. Until you have a day off tomorrow, any plans? I was thinking I might treat myself, aka go to the doctor, get refill on my prescriptions for baldness, and get a blood test to see if I'm dying, because I haven't had a blood test in a couple of years, so to see if the lifestyle's caught up with me yet. But to do that, I have to get up early, because if I want to get a blood test, I have to go to the doctor at like 9 in the morning. Movie time? What? That's a treat? Yeah, I mean, that's a treat for me. Very nice. Got to make sure you're not dying. And maybe I'll see my mates, go to the pub at night. Go to the pub with a couple of friends. Something like that. I think that would be somewhat likely. You see my grandma in the afternoon. Maybe go to the gym if I'm really feeling it. I hate blood tests. I always pass the fuck after. Trivia night tomorrow. Yeah, we played trivia night a couple of weeks ago. We were fucking terrible at it though. We were so fucking bad at trivia, dude. Pub crawl with the mates. I don't know about a crawl, but you know, go to the pub. Dude, I've introduced new like kinks into this wire. You remember when I was like doing laps the other night around the room? It's like fucked up the braiding on the wire. You've got to make sure you never move with headphones or you're gonna permanently ruin your cable. I get so hungry after blood tests. I mean, your body has to like work to replenish the blood, you know? So like getting a blood test and going to the gym on the same day is like, it's possible, but it's not ideal. If they're gonna like drain my ass. But we'll see. I don't know if I can be bothered with the getting up early thing, because in order to get up early, I have to go to bed early. I don't want to do like a 4 hours of sleep on my day off to go to the doctor. And it's just really hard with how my sleep schedule is. But I think it's beneficial for me to do that with my sleep schedule right now, because I think if I start going to bed at like 12 o'clock, if I start going to bed at like 12 o'clock, then that's like a reasonable bedtime for this like weekend of raid trading, you know? Like I can start before Korea. I can start early before Korea, sleep after Korea, do like a real, like that just means that I'll be ready to sleep after Korea every day, basically, which I think is important for the weekend. Is it bad that I've not had a blood test? I don't know if it's bad. I don't think there's like much of a downside to getting a blood test is the thing. I think you can just get like some general indications as to like, you know, your general health, you know, like the only issue that has ever been identified by me having a blood test was that I was vitamin D deficient. And like, once I started supplementing vitamin D for like the first time I ever got a blood test and then found out that I was like really vitamin D deficient. I mean, I put on like 10 kilos of muscle in like the next year. Like I experienced like genuine physiological change after I started supplementing vitamin D for the first time. But that was like the only time that a blood test has ever revealed anything negative about my health. Taking vitamins you're liking, bang. Captain America coming out of the chamber with Vit D. I mean, it was like, I used to weigh like 60 something kilos, Punky. And like, I started fucking packing on the weight once I started taking vitamin D, bro. Like, holy shit. My facial hair started filling out more and stuff. It was like, it was fucked up. I remember you sending snaps inhaling concrete dust in like 2019. Yeah, like back then. Like back then. Even before, it was before then that I started taking vitamin D, punk. It was before then. It's like, when I started with Overwatch, pretty much. Twink death arrived once Vit D was taken. It's like, I think vitamin D is like, relevant to like testosterone synthesis in your body. I don't know like what the pathway is or whatever, but there's some sort of like correlation between like a man being deficient in vitamin D and a man having like low testosterone or whatever. So I think like once I started like getting some sunlight and supplementing vitamin D, I think that probably like changed my like baseline level of like endogenous testosterone along with it. Not to say that everyone will experience an increase in testosterone by supplementing vitamin D, but like if you're really vitamin D deficient, then you can have problems with your testosterone level as a healthy man. So I think that is like relevant probably to like the physiological change described. Fortunately, my government mandated vitamin D supplements in our milk. Good call. I love fortified foods. I fucking love fortified foods. Is it okay if I speak a little Japanese? Go for it, dude. I think the US has it in milk as well. Yeah, I mean, I just take a vitamin D supplement every day. I've taken it for years. I take vitamin D and fish oil. Because those are like, well researched. Well researched. One of them well researched. One of them objectively I was deficient in. Nice stickers there. We just got to get him a case of Sunny D. I don't know. It's just like cheap and easy, you know. Like it's just cheap and easy. Why wouldn't I? But all that being said, it means that I probably shouldn't stream Variety tonight. You know, I should probably like get off when the games are done, and try to like melatonin my way into a good sleep at like midnight, which is outrageously early from what my regular scheduling has been like. But if I can like melatonin my way into a good sleep tonight, then I can get up in the morning and I can go get a blood test. Dude, I hate getting blood tests too. I don't pass out, but I have like terrible success with my veins giving blood. Like I don't like it. Like I don't pass out, but I like, you know, I hate when they stick the needle in my arm. And then like I've had a couple of issues with like I go to like get the blood test and they have to like keep jabbing me in the arm. They have to keep jabbing me in the arm. Drink water? Yeah, I was leading to that. So like now every time I get a blood test, I just be filling myself up like the fucking water boy, you know? Like I just be drinking so much water before I go because that'll like pump up your veins or whatever. But yeah. One nurse wiggled it around and it was like my last straw. Nah, like I've been pumping up with water since the time that I went, and the nurse, she fucking stuck me 4 times and couldn't get blood out. Like she swapped arms, she did 2 in my left arm, swapped arms, did more in the right, and then I was like, can we just like stop and I just like drink some water and we do this in like 10 minutes? Like it's yuck. I hate it. I fucking hate it. And yeah, now I always go. But like getting like a proper blood test is like annoying because you have to be like fasted, you know? And like I eat at like fucking dumb times. So like fasted, it has to be in the morning so they can send the bloods off in the afternoon. Like I think like the blood testing companies come by the doctor's offices like midday or 1 o'clock or something. So you have to go in the morning, which obviously doesn't work very well with my schedule of waking up at fucking 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And then yeah, like being fasted in the morning is like, it's weird because I eat at 4 in the morning. Like I usually eat something when I finish the stream. 10 a.m. is usually the cutoff for me. Yeah. It's like early. Anyway, I'm gonna run some ads because we're between maps and I've just spent 5 minutes talking about getting blood tests. Oh, Lenny recommended a song yesterday. It was so good. Spanish Bombs. I liked it. So yeah, I think I'll try and go tomorrow morning. I think it's like a good twofer if I do that because it'll get me out of bed in the morning. It'll force me to go to bed early tonight, and I need to get a refill on my prescriptions. Because if I don't get a refill on my prescriptions, I'm gonna run out, and then I'm gonna go bald, and nobody wants that. Spanish Bombs. You want that? Yeah. I thought you wanted the best for me, Tickets. Accept the inevitable? Would you accept the inevitable? Were you in my position, Gigolo? A job that is at least partially dependent on your physical appearance and presentation on camera, where lots of people like your hair. Would you accept the inevitable if you can delay it? It's a bit fucking woke, Tikazu. Hopefully your exams go well and there's nothing wrong. I'm not expecting there to be anything wrong. I'll probably get told that I'm slowly edging towards high cholesterol or something. Just due to like the cheeseburger frequency. But that's all. You should get a face tattoo to compensate. And if you go bald, I'll die. Don't die, bro. I am going bald, though. So, yeah. Try not to associate too much of your self-worth with my self-worth. Too many dumplings? What if a doctor prescribes 40 dumplings? I feel like that's a pretty unlikely prescription from Dr. Francis, but we'll wait and see, you know? You never know. Huge news for the unemployed. Game for hope. The Dr. Disrespect wig might be an option. I can't fly too close to the sun with the Dr. Disrespect bit, you know, like. Hey, Markup. Fucking love the Clash, man. What a great group. Isn't it a shame that this final sucks ass? Like what if they could win? You know, like what if MURASH actually had a chance at winning? Until you have a horrible sleep schedule, your result will not be good. Yeah, I mean, it'll be worse than what it's been in the past, I suspect, but it's probably not going to be like deadly territory. These are usually cumulative effects, Nelzo, so it's more like a problem that's going to present itself with a long-term issue rather than a short-term bad result. Hellas Duck, is that new? The hell? Is that like a tier 2 emote or something? It's a bit emote? The fuck is a bit emote? Dude, Ellis is so tapped in on the meta. What the hell is a bit emote? You have to give bits to get the emote? Is it permanent? Why do I not have bit emotes? Go save DSG, be the 5th coach that stepped up. What are you like a Lenny viewer that saw that message I wrote in this chat the other day or something? That's funny. Alright. Twitch has NFTs now? Hell yeah. Because no one gives you any? How do the Unter's phlebotomist? You have gout. Dude, everyone in my family had gout too. My dad had gout in the back end. My grandfather had gout. Like, I'm gonna be Gouty McGoutson when I'm 40. Like, it's gonna be so grim. Oh my god. It's permanent. I can't believe VARREL's winning. Yeah, neither can I. MURASH won the first fight. They're playing Zarya Vendetta. VARREL have banned Malga and MURASH have banned Reaper. We'll see how it plays. I feel like you have to really try to get gout. I don't know, like, do you have any idea how many cheeseburgers I eat? Like, I'm working on it, you know? And like, I'm working on it, trust me. Alright, out comes Viper now. Bubbled on for the initial engagement, and now he's just going to try and run down backline, but Nico is one step ahead. He's going to rotate away from that one. Point force for Peppy, which is unusual as they're in control, but Viper's going to go spinning into the backline, and Slay will fall. Maybe, just maybe, MURASH actually can win. Maybe I was wrong after all. Level 5 coach as the 5th coach. Light cinema. Is that UV cinema or light cinema? That's light cinema, thank God. Alright. VARREL now actually in a bit of a tight spot here. Going to see the tank trade coming through. Peppy's on the run from KSG. KSG blocking in main. Cloud takes down Viper off screen. Somebody has secured the touch as well, but Cloud will be traded. Slay's in a bit of trouble too, but Slay's the only healer, so he needs to do his job, or KSG is going to die. Peppy's going to completely miss the right-click melee, but it's not going to matter because VARREL are going to lose their tank anyway. Peppy now pressing forward. Flip went through for VARREL, so maybe they can keep on recontesting. This pulse from top dear, but it's bubbled by Peppy. Ever diligent on the Zarya. VARREL continuing to ping pong though. Spree up on top for Kyon will kill Slay out of the sky. Viper is going to take down Nico as well. And VARREL essentially 100-0'd on this point. They have not won a fight yet. This Zarya Vendetta is causing them more trouble than initially anticipated. It's a good pick actually, the Zarya Ven versus the top Dragon, because top wants to play Symmetra in a lot of these situations. Burning out Reaper takes away one of his best choices into the Zarya, putting him on Tracer. So, really relying on KSG and Nico to do a lot of the heavy lifting here to actually shut out Peppy's value. But of course, Nico is constantly start contending with the Vendetta. Maybe the solution here is to get over to a Lucio, make rotating on the ground a little bit easier. It looks like VARREL have gone for a completely different approach where they're going to go Cat Bastion. Cat Bastion in the sky. Cat Bastion is, of course, incredibly strong versus the Vendetta because Vendetta can't kill you out of the air. So this is a really interesting one. Even though it's a bad map for it, on this point at least, it's great because this point is open open and outdoors. Grav comes through, catches Cloud as well. Sundering Blade into the Grav is a miss, actually, and Cloud not going to be surviving through that one. So VARREL, one trade at the moment, but a bad start for them, as that grab was a little bit too good for VARREL's liking. Now, we're fully talked on the point. Slay has catnap, so really need to be careful here when walking near the coast for MURASH Gaming. Slay can take you off in a heartbeat, and there is no getting back from that one. Just need to get eyes on bubble usage as well. Was that Suzu on the point? What the hell? Alright, MURASH Gaming now, holding on to the point, 20% and climbing. Top Dragon is fully set up in the back right now. Form is available for Nico. He's going to pop that one fairly early on. Good snare on the point. Forces beat out of Epic. Only half of MURASH look to have gotten that one. Recall forced out of Viper as well. Big cooldown advantage for VARREL. They also have ultimates to keep on layering in. Peppy is on the run right now. Annihilation comes out for KSG, but the Kitsu keeps everyone healthy, and the catnap was a miss. Epic's going to die post-beat. Kyon will fall. Pulse onto Peppy's bubble. No kill there. Nico's going to get run down by Peppy, but it is 3 for 1. That being said, do you have any idea how many ultimates VARREL just had to spend to win that fight? They had to use all 5 of them. That's a 5 ult fight for VARREL compared to only 2 for MURASH Gaming. That was only 2 support ultimates. Peppy is still, despite losing that fight to 5 ulti, going to make a change. My grandfather had gout because he didn't eat any vegetables or fruits and only ate shellfish for 20 years. Yum. Serviu said, hey, Unter, I DM'd you a few days ago. I'm not sure you're sorry. You should probably bump it. You should probably just bump it. Because I don't scroll down on my DMs, and sometimes I check my DMs in the morning, so just bump it. Alright, VARREL now in main. Kyon pressing forward as well. I don't really like reply to my DMs when I'm on stream as well, so you know, pick your poison. It's hard to find me. Top Dragon gonna take down Viper here, so VARREL currently in a 5 vs 4 situation, riding on in. Good damage out onto Kyon, as the form will absolutely obliterate poor old Kyon actually. And Nico in control here on the point. VARREL having actually gained control of the skies, gained control of the objective, they are going to be in a much more solid position here. VARREL, just looking at this situation here, it does feel like MURASH are perhaps not in too much trouble, because I think this Cat Bastion, it doesn't have legs on every point, right? The Cat Bastion, it's only good on the outdoor points, and now we're rotating to a point that is indoors. So Cat Bastion struggles a little bit more, has to play a little bit further behind, and is easier to shut out for literally everyone. But here, there is a high ground, there is a low ground, there's a little bit of up above space for the Cat Bastion to play. They can play wide in main as well, but we'll see how it plays for them. Maybe Nico can just play with the team in main. He's gone for the artillery configuration version of the major perk, so he is softening up the backline right now. Spree comes in response to the form. It's big damage in the backline for Kyon, but it's really hard to follow up on that because his whole team was so far behind. Kyon kind of furthering that narrative that maybe he is not the brainiest of hit scans in all of the region, but he does have that aim on him. Unfortunately, that was an incredibly stupid ultimate, because how the hell are people supposed to follow up when you just got formed from a million miles away? Maybe if they use form early, you can touch the point and then use your form when they come out from responding to your point touch. That's okay, Serviu. Alright. KSG in main, 70% on the Annihilation right now, but we do have VARREL with bombs and Pulse Bomb and a Kitsune Rush, so lots of ultimates to hold on to the chokes here. MURASH Gaming, they've gone for a full attempt at countering out the Cat Bastion. A Bastion on the ground for Kyon as well. Without the Cat to enable it, it's a little bit unusual. Form timing comes out early from Kyon as well, but he's under pressure from the Bass, mid-range. Top Dragon's already taken down Viper, and Kyon, I really can't say that I understand the vision behind this Bastion swap at all. I feel like he's more of a liability than anything else on the ground. You don't get that same advantage in the form v form trade when you don't have a Cat to actually fly you around in the skies. It's not like Kyon can force the issue versus Nico. Nico just uses form and then walks away if he's in trouble. He doesn't have to peek in the same way that you do in a Cat Bastion mirror. Top Dragon's going to kill Peppy very late as well, and I think MURASH Gaming, as is tradition here for VARREL, they are just better at adapting to the situation than any team in Japan. They always find the solution in the moment to actually come out on top of these maps. Mind you, VARREL has not lost a series since Stage 1 of 2021 domestically. They always win these matches. MURASH rotating towards the point here. Viper's dead on rotation. Peppy's dead on the point. Bomb comes out. 3 punch misses for KSG here, which is shocking. Now Peppy on the point gets another lease on life, but he is going to get crashed out on here. He shifts up top, gets a little bit of damage in, but no kills. You can see that all of MURASH Gaming's backline is getting eaten alive by Slay and co. Finally, point is attended to, as everybody will crash out. There's nobody left to kill except for Peppy, and Peppy will fall. Since when? 2019? Nah, 2025. Stage 1, 2025. They haven't lost domestically since then. So, it's been a real long time. A real long time. Okay. Nico now, hovering above the point. This is a more awkward point for the Cat Bastion, a little bit more insular, but even then you can still play above the chokes, you can still make it work, and MURASH Gaming, they are making an absolute mess of their hero swaps. Over to Orisa for Peppy again, off the Diva. We'll see how it plays. Yeah, I mean, Japan is just a fundamentally boring region because of the way that these matchups work. Kitsu comes out for Cloud and for Orca both, so that's going to be a 1-for-1. Catnap onto Kyon here, but immediately going to cancel that one. All of the ultimates have been forced out of MURASH now. Double support ultimate across the point. Annihilation for KSG, trying to run down Peppy, trying to run down the backliners. He spies the Fortify, he spies the Lucio, he nearly finds that kill. Body's on the point now for VARREL. Bombs coming out for Nico to try and find a kill. The Bastion is stuck outside, but Viper has pulsed Nico while he's using the bombs, and somehow Kyon has actually lived through all of this. Maybe run down backline here for KSG. He is getting shot in the back, but Kyon goes for the bombs as well, and he dies because he's pulsed. I don't know why he used the bombs. Maybe it was just an anti-timing, maybe just unlucky. Pushing into the backline now, Top Dragon, he forces the TP out of Orca. Orca is on the run, but Cloud has been traded, so still an advantage here for MURASH by way of numbers. Still really hard to count out the fact that Top Dragon and Slave are still alive in this fight. Nico now back in with a Cat Bastion pocket. He's raiding hell from above, and that later Bastion form, when Nico comes back on respawn, makes all the difference. The dogfight was happening outside, no longer playing in rooms, and you fall victim to the Bastion immediately in that circumstance. Pushing further forward now, Epic is going to get cleaned up, and VARREL, they take the first cap. Looking dangerously close, like a 3-1 on New City to close out this map and lead us to a 3-0 scoreline. Kyon rolling back into spawn. MURASH Gaming still on respawn, which means that by the time they actually take this final fight, it will be last. Catnap available, Pulse Bomb available. No other ultimates. They're fighting early in spawn, actually. Look how low Orca is. He's in huge trouble. This isn't last fight yet. They get the form out of Kyon. Kyon is low. Top Dragon will, of course, finish that kill. He's going to pulse the Orisa too. Forces the Suzu, forces the Fortify. Touch is getting dicier and dicier. Don't get greedy, Top Dragon. You know you won't. Oh, Slay, Catnap in spawn. Nico's going to get hit by that Terror Surge of Peppy, but no kill converted off that one. Obviously, there's a point touch for Viper right now. Top Dragon's dueling with Viper on the point, but of course, the Cavalry's coming to assist Top Dragon here. Top Dragon doesn't have the major perk that gives him overhealth, but Nico's killed Orca on rotation. VARREL, they're bleeding out in main right now, though. Big comes out from Epic, helps Kyon win that duel. Still, 4v3 situation. VARREL still in control. Peppy dead on the point with a sliver of HP, and nothing ever happens in Japan. Because it's a 3-0 lead for VARREL in the series. 3-1 here on New City. Is U-Wings playing today? Cried. U-Wings have been relegated. Well, not relegated, but they didn't make playoffs. I think they came 5th, 6th, which means that you stay in the tournament, but you don't make playoffs. They are relegated? Jesus. Really? With 99 on Divine? Alright, let's rock the Casbah. Bottom 4 have to go through it? Oh, okay. Awesome. What value did Orisa have over staying Zarya? I mean, it's really hard to stay Zarya versus Bastion and Ram. Like, Orisa lives. I understand silence. Mentos, thank you for the prime. Welcome.
This is a dog's breakfast.
Appreciate it, mate.
Oh, get out of there, stolen. Yeah, right, you're right, mate.
Oh, Alice rocking. Been loving the videos, by the way. Really been making me smile despite how hard life's been getting. Well, you'll be happy to hear that there's more videos in the pipeline then, mate. Hopefully more smiles in your future as well. I wanted to make long form about Xion, but I don't think I can do it tonight. I think it's in conflict with my plan for tomorrow, and I don't want to blow up my whole week. I don't want to blow up my whole week for it. To make a Xion video tonight would be really hard. 5 levels of Xion. I mean, I wanted to make it, but we might have to save it for playoffs, to be honest. Instead of 5 levels, it might just be like a, you know, you're playing Xion wrong sort of video, because I don't have like all the different comparison points. And everyone in playoffs is kind of good. You have a backlog of videos enough to, not really, like after this week there'll be nothing left. I don't know how many Thigby's gonna make. Oh, those are jerseys. I thought you streamed from your closet. Both could be true. Oh, hey, I'll have dudes 88. Feeling tired today? Hi, Green Tomas. Green Man Tomas. So much happens in Japan. Hey, Luciana Bunny. Belka. The fake out on Velka always gets me. Anyone else? Up dancing, they dino. Oh, let's have a stretch. You know what I haven't done in a while? Is these good hip stretches that I do with like a static chair. Like, I don't want to do it on this because I don't want to like stand on the mesh, but it's like a good one for my hips. Maybe I can take a chair from the living room. Let me take a chair from the living room. Oh, okay. I got a chair. You haven't seen a Rage episode in years? Yeah, me neither. I don't watch TV anymore, but it's a nice t-shirt. What's the score? I can't hear. Fucking IVQ. What's the best way to do this? Feels like an off-camera thing, you know? Maybe it's like, let me see what you see right now. It's like you see nothing. You can't even see the chair, really. What if I put the chair here? You can't even see the chair, like, in any circumstance. So I think this is fine, right? Politics in my Unter chat? What are they talking about? What political discussion are they having? Ooh. Ooh, hey Tops, Concha. Ooh. It came from fortified milk? Yeah. Circuit, Genji band. What's the other band? Cat band. Yeah. The convo went a little sideways. Ooh. I mean, the physio glides wanted me to do these. Please don't be a 4-0. I mean, it's already 3-0, right? Like, the die is cast, I'm afraid. Just win one round, oh please. I think now that we're 3-0, I'm happy for it to just be 4-0 and get off the computer. You know, like, the stakes are gone. We all know who's going. We all know where this is headed, so, like, why even bother? Just put the loss in the bag, bro. Ay-ya. Oh, yeah. Dude, I need to like vacuum the back of my chair. There's like clumps of dust that come off this fucking chair. Like, it's gross. But the room is so nice and not dusty. And then I move my chair and I just see fucking like, I just see dust on the carpet, like visible dust. It's fucking gross. It has some like nook that collects dust that I seem to forget about. Alright. Sig v Sig, Mizu Kiri versus Ilari Kiri. Again, I think VARREL are simply one step ahead in this draft, in this matchup, because you don't need Cat to win on Circuit Royale, and Ilari is still really good on Circuit Royale. So what is the value of Mizuki here? Obviously it allows you to take turns on the Sigma, but these turns can be alleviated by a wide swinging Ilari that does significantly more damage than the Mizuki. A lot riding on Slay carrying hard here, and a lot riding on Epic, Viper, and Peppy all working in sync to make life hell for KSG. The problem is that the backline is going to be, in relative terms, quite free for VARREL to swing wide and to take risk. Rock comes out, Peppy hits the floor, and VARREL currently in control of that sight line. Out of breath from stretching my hips. What a life. Nico now holding the main side. Wall comes out. Epic is in a bit of trouble as he takes the side. I think he had to drop his Ankh for that one, but Slay is dead, and Slay going down means that this might actually be a first point. Oh no, they got a kill onto Slay by really overloading that side. So Cloud is going to double tap Orca here, and it's actually just smooth sailing for VARREL. If you trade your Ilari for a tank, that is no problem at all. And it looks like in order to get that kill onto Slay, MURASH had to take far too much risk and overextend heavily on the side. So they overstep. Conchar, Zach, how are you? Now Kyon, hiding, lying patiently in wait. He's going to slide on back. Top Dragon's in trouble. He cops a rail on the chin. Cloud also having to climb out of dodge, make sure that he can play his life a little bit. Cloud, KSG, Top Dragon all in pole position. Flux comes out. Viper's going to kill Top Dragon early, actually. Peppy will be traded out by the Flux. You see Orca actually missed the Flux there. You can see the animation of the Flux through the wall. KSG is going to miss his... Come on, bro. Come on. You got to kill those. You got to get those. Not going to be a consequential one, but it's going to be a blow to KSG's ego, if nothing else. Alright. Why doesn't Kyon just get a headshot? He's working on it. He's working on it. Staircase geometry diff? Yeah, it's just an awkward spot to get the splash damage, so it can happen. Cloud now. Back of main. Ilari, ult available for Slay. He can go for the Captive Sun. We're going to get a push with the Sanctuary from Epic. Flux comes out from Peppy. I have no idea who is lifted. It looks like KSG was lifted, but he's lifted outside of the main choke. Now the Cactus Sun comes through for Slay. He's going to pop that on the back line. He's going to kill Epic with that one. Epic went deep. Kyon with the snare will trade out. Slay overclock is riding for Nico right now. No kills. Later clock for Kyon. He swings up on the high ground. 4v4 right now. Big trouble if Kyon can develop this angle. He is going to kill Nico, so it is currently advantage for MURASH. They are up one man. The KSG is still alive. He's getting pushed now inside. Rock from KSG onto Viper. He's going to massively outplay Viper here. Peppy has once again overextended, trying to pinch with his Korean brethren, and that is going to be yet another fight where VARREL clutch it out. Slay has come back. So cute. What's up, Ricardo? And yeah, now we're in big trouble. Now we're in big trouble. Because MURASH just used everything. Viper is on Venture, and there's 42 seconds left until we are seeing overtime. There is a Flux available for KSG. I wonder if he's going to use it forward or just wait until it's actually the last fight so they can really win the fight with it. Because MURASH, he's going to use it early. Flux comes out in main. It's only on Peppy right now. Slay is getting so cute, pushing into their spawn. KSG kills Kyon early. Slay is hiding behind the enemy team. He got drilled out there. Look at what Slay is doing on Juno right now. Is this not the cutest Juno gameplay you've ever seen in your entire life? Now Slay going to float out through main, modest mouse style. Top Dragon's going to kill Epic up on the high ground again. A rock onto Orca, and honestly, did we ever think that anyone other than VARREL was going to be winning in Japan? A kill onto KSG now is not going to be nearly enough to save MURASH Gaming, because they are absolutely fucking doomed. They can't even come back on Cat because they banned Cat at the start of the map. Viper's going to die drilling on the car. Peppy died off screen. Nothing ever happens. 3-0 map lead for VARREL. Full hold on Circuit Royale, the one map that Peppy has a tendency to win. And here we are now. Could something at least pretend to happen? It would be nice.
バックラインに当たってましたかね。それプラス KSG のメイン攻撃で、ソジョンが落ちてしまって、その後人数有利をそのまま押し付けられた形になってましたね。
So realistically, yesterday's happening was no happening at all, because even though MURASH Gaming were able to beat Enforce, they get 4-0 in the grand finals. So nothing ever happens. Woohoo! They got those 2 rounds on Flashpoint though. It's true. Best of 7 enjoyers when it's 4-0. Reverse sweep Sars now, trust me. Wear my slot. That's a good question, Luciana. Looks like other people were playing the slots though, so there's an internal cooldown on it.
すでにパリが見えてきたと言ってもいいでしょ
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
いやー、ここか。
All right. Well, the Japanese casters are feeling about as disappointed as I am with the result of this series, with the absolute lack of any motion progress or
瞬間はあるんですけども、
anything
その
really
一
of interest.
手前は
This is an
Spaguglio,
absolute
thank you for the
disaster.
gifts
This
up
is
to
a dog's
Luciana
breakfast.
Bunny.
Oh, get out of
Luciana
there,
Bunny
stolen.
now
Yeah,
able to
right.
play the slots again, I
う。こ
suppose.
っちで守るしかないか。
Thank you, Spaguglio. Thanks, Spaguglio. I appreciate
い
it.
や一旦そうですね、ワンチャレンジ
Round again,
して、
うん。片白で一回帰ってきます。
All right. Closing in on the end of the series. VARREL, they're going with the Wu Yang version of the comp instead of the Alari now. Wu Yang just sort of outscaling Alari now in terms of safe mid-range poking damage. Especially with Mizuki getting more play, Tidal Blast probably works a lot better than the Cactus Sun as well, because Tidal Blast works inside of the Mizuki ult. Cactus Sun completely countered by Mizuki ult. So it's just how the Wu Yang has crept in with those nerfs onto Alari. Now Nico on high ground. VARREL's charged. He's not in any great rush to dump it. Now Top Dragon's going to swing. He will dump it on Viper, and Viper's going to die. Rock is going to get Suzu'd by Cloud and MURASH. Can you hear the bell? I wonder for whom the bell tolls.
崩しているのがバレル側。一匹は耐えている。まだ戦えるか。残り3メートル。カートタッチに行く必要がある。
いや、もう逆
ラスプに対してトップドラゴンが崩しきった。最後に残ったバイパーを落としきれば国内不滅の王者バレル再び国内優勝、そしてこの勝利をもってしてミッドシーズンチャンピオンシップ EWC パリへのチケットを手に入れました。
強い。いや、最後はね、あれちょうどバイパーが壁を使ったタイミングだったので、
consecutive
こ
VARREL
うだったん
win.
ですよね。クリフリズ使えない瞬間だったんですよ。ただ隙にね、噛み合いましたね。
いやー
You streaming, Kels?
うーん、
You on my viewers, sweetheart?
もう圧倒的ですね、バレル。
そうですね。
やはり国内、
Now saves. Who's on
まあ
today?
今回ステージでも、準決勝で1マップのみのロストとなり、
There's nobody even on, man.
通じてラウンドロビンから1マップしか落としませんでした。
Tayo's on.
はい。
Overwatch Esports Japan is on. Defran is on. Emong is on.
さあ終わってみていかがでしたか、星見さん。
いやー、バレルね、この全体通して1マップ、さすがにシーズン始まる前は、かなり
IDDQD is on.
もう
He
面
rated me
積
the
に
other day.
も
ML7
日
is
本
on.
地
He
域
rated
レ
me
ベ
the
ル上
other
がっ
day.
たので、
うん。
いっぱいするんじゃないか
Yako？
って思ってたんですけど、
Is Yako on?
はい
終わってみればいっぱいどころか1マップしか落としてないっていうね、もう完璧な、はい、ステージ2だったんじゃないでしょうかね、バレルとしては。
Where is he?
いやー、もともと国内を
Is
支配
Yako
し
on?
ていたバレルが、今はメタ
He
の
is?
追い風という部分もあります。
うん。
いやー、終わってみれば4対0、バレルがこれで国内優勝。
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
大会
Is he dressed up as a cat? Perfect. I read its scout
終わ
yesterday.
ってみればムラッシュゲーミン
Good
グも
call, Chex. Good
部
call.
門設立から一つ目
All
の
right,
ステージ
everyone.
で
I'm going to send you all over to Yako. Yako is an absolutely fantastic Aussie streamer. He does cosplays, if you couldn't tell. He does skits. He does all sorts. So you enjoy yourselves, all right? This guy's fucking top notch.
驚異の成績でしょうね。
So thanks everyone for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I got a new YouTube video out yesterday. I got a YouTube video out yesterday. I got a Discord where you can get pings for when I'm live. I'm going to be live. Tomorrow's my day off. I'm going to be live on Thursday for the Pacific playoffs. And then I am going to be live Friday through Sunday almost non-stop because it is the playoffs for... well, look, it's the playoffs for North America and EMEA. And maybe Korea? Maybe not Korea. But yeah, the weekend is going to be a lot of streaming. So I hope you're all there for that because it's going to be a big weekend. it's going to be a big weekend. The Friday evening, I'm going to take it easy. And then Saturday morning when EMEA starts, it's going to be a long one. Have a nice 24 hours of sleep. I'm going to try and bank sleep if that's humanly possible over these next couple of days. So yeah. Yeah, spam the cool cat, try and kill me, lol. Do what you gotta do. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.